We are live. That's right, folks. We are live. We are ready to go, and we're back at it again. A big night, a night of celebration for some, but maybe not all. We will get into that. We will talk about the 90210 side of the action that we're going to cover. But it has been 3 years of AEW Dynamite as a gentleman, and I know you're the same, Nick, who's watched every single minute of Dynamite since it's been on. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to celebrating it. MJF's on his way to the ring already. We got lots to talk about. We got more drama, more brawls. Well, no, not officially brawls, but more verbal brawls, more issues, but hopefully some really good wrestling. And we'll discuss all of it coming up the next 2 hours plus, folks. Strap in, strap on. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and ready to go. Like I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we have a live stream, live reaction, live review, everything on the spot, plus breaking news, plus more things to talk about, plus. That's what we do here. If you don't know, I am Mr. KJ White, the every night, I'm not saying it, but the every night guy here all the time. And I am the Canadian Destroyer. I am joined by the Master of Mayhem, the troublemaker, everybody's best friend, the what man himself, Big Nick.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were triggering me there with your plus. I was like, what? Yeah, we're starting off with Maxwell Jacob Friedman in the ring with Wheeler Yuta. But
with
yeah,
Wheeler Yuta. Let's go. This match got to deliver.
Yeah, well, it's the 3-year anniversary of AEW. It's quote unquote National Scissoring Day.
Man, that shit's been off like wildfire, trending like nothing else.
Right. And obviously there's a lot of still chaos, a lot of things up in the air with AEW. So it's going to be interesting to see how tonight goes.
That's it, folks. We got lots to talk about, lots of news, lots of rumors. Big announcement right before we came on air, Nick. But one Tony Khan has put it out to the public. Andrade will not be taking on 10 Vance, whatever, from the Dark Order on Friday anymore. That match is canceled.
Yeah, I think that's a true sign that Andrade might be just done with the company. And
it feels like it.
Yeah. And right now, Yuta's in control, surprisingly, on this match. But we do have a lot of time. A ton of stuff advertised for tonight. I mean, like I said, we're getting, Danielson and Garcia versus Chris Jericho and one of the figureheads of controversy, Mr. Sammy Guevara, who's still on the show, even though Andrade's not now.
Right.
And I think part of that, too, is because they tape everything together, that he had to make that announcement today. Because the live audience is going to be like, what the hell?
Right. They're going to get a Dark Order Death Triangle match instead.
Right. When in reality, if you would have done them separately, he could have sat there and tried to work something out, tried to come to, some sort of resolution on the back end, or at least handled it better.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, he had no choice, I think. Right now, tempers are flaring. Maybe it was part of the call of like, Andrade, you cannot come to the building this evening.
But how? What? Yeah. What? But what does that say though for the AEW locker room that now you have Punk who can't come backstage? You can't have Andrade come backstage. Like, how sensitive are these guys that literally somebody says anything to them after they pot shot everybody? And now you're too toxic to come backstage.
Well, just to give everyone an update right now, if you're tuning in, we are watching AEW Dynamite, obviously, and Wheeler Yuta is in the ring with MJF, and MJF is in control at the moment.
Yes, let us know your predictions for this match. I think it's a little obvious for anyone who's been here for a good minute or anything like that to know who I'm going for. But
right, it's got to be MJF. I don't even like the fact that he's having this match, but it's got to be MJF, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, we'll touch on some of these. How's everyone doing tonight? We're doing well, Gary. Thank you for being here with us. You're gonna have to bear with me. Damien, Sammy Guevara had a Twitter war with Andrade. Yes, we're already touching on it. Lots going on.
Absolutely. I feel like once we get, into a actual commercial break and get a little pause in the action, we'll really kind of
dig into it. There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack there.
The AEW locker room is getting full of divas. I mean, it feels very bratty and childish.
Yeah, you could just turn it to all ego wrestling and you don't have to change a single letter or anything.
It's becoming all asshole wrestling. You do have to change a letter to make that work, but you said that the other day, and I was like,
right.
It feels like a lot of assholes running around, that's for sure.
Yeah, everybody that's out there, oh, Sammy's still young. He's still up and coming. The dude's almost my age. Like, at this point, sometimes you have to call a spade a spade.
Man, listen, if I had to choose between Sammy Guevara and Andrade, I'm taking Andrade.
Right.
That's just me. On a wrestling basis and what I would want on a wrestling program, give me Andrade all day.
Well, one's been in major major companies, and the other, and we're in picture right now, but one's been in other major companies, and the others pretty much only come to prominence in AEW. And one's stirred a lot of shit backstage, and the other really hasn't outside of with this one person.
Right. It's true.
Right.
Twitter Sammy, called him a jobber. We'll talk about that. Boss Monster, what's up? Damien, what's up? Dale, how you doing? Starting with MJF, yes, we are. Nice merch. I like it.
Do you think that it's interesting, though, that we are starting off with MJF? Like, that's how we get through this. Like, there's, like you said, there's not a ton of storyline built to this. It feels like a weird kind of placeholder for MJF. It's almost like get in and get out.
Well, that's the part of the problem here is listen to the crowd right now.
Right. Everybody's mute point.
It's very quiet in there. And again, it's because MJF tells a story when he wrestles, right? Like he has that very much has that style where he dictates the pace. He slows things down. It's very cerebral. Maybe not your best choice to kick off the night. But we'll see where this match goes. I'm looking forward to seeing these two guys work this out. But there's no buy-in. It's like we talked about with Cage and Wardlow, right? There is no buy-in because, as you said, quick build, it's kind of irrelevant. MJF has to win this.
Yeah, that's the problem. Another problem, I guess, with AEW is that they don't use their own TV show to build to next week's TV show. They use Twitter to build to this week's TV show.
They don't use one segment to build to the next segment sometimes. And a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, it's all very streamlined, right? They don't.
Absolutely.
One doesn't bleed into the other very often. You don't have anything that, needles through.
You have one company hiring a director of long-term storytelling and the other company that has to cancel matches the same week that they're going to happen.
Right. No, that's a bad look. And I mean, we look at, you gave Punk the title. It had to go. The trios belts were finally given out. They had to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that now, but Eddie gets in a confrontation with Sammy. Eddie gets suspended. Sammy runs over one of Eddie's friends, or two of Eddie's friends, 3 straight. That can't be a coincidence. And I think you asked this earlier, Nick. Why is Sammy so fucking protected?
Yeah, he's the same thing. He's in that whole little, I guess, narcissistic group that they have that's in charge. Well, has Tony's ear to say, I've said it for the longest time.
Suplex!
CW.
Sorry, I got a German.
No, you're good.
Did you get picture-in-picture?
I did for a bit, yeah. Now just got a German and a Kippa.
Back in German? Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't get. You're slightly ahead of me there.
That does happen. But you have a certain kind of collective clique, I guess, pun intended there, that has the ear of Tony Khan, and Tony Khan is not going to be that person that's going to say, no, we're going to do it my way. He's not going to put his foot down on any situation.
understand it at the end of the day. I mean, it's your name on the line. It's your product. You got to be pushing out your brand in a certain way. And for me right now, MJF should have came out here and won this match within 5 minutes.
Well, to an extent, they are trying to still build Yuta and everything.
But that's your number one contender. That's the future of your company. That's your soon.
That's your
world
biggest
champion.
draw right now. Sorry, that's your biggest draw right now. Your biggest heel, your most over guy, your most well-known guy is MJF. It's not Wheeler Yuta. We saw what happened when they tried to give Yuta and Garcia a main event. And I guess it's one of those of, well, if you're not going to go on last, you might as well go on first. But I think it's just poor storytelling with this as a whole, going back to nothing even tonight feels like there's a lot of story built into it. Everything feels like it's hot-shotted on the fly.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And maybe it's because we haven't seen MJF wrestle a whole lot. A lot of what I just saw in the last sequence, especially, Nick, very stiff. And we all love what he does on the microphone, but we haven't seen him in the ring a lot.
Well, don't use the word stiff around AEW right now, because you'll get somebody complaining. Now we're going to get a tweet from Wheeler Yuta saying MJF was too stiff with me in the ring. Pause.
But he's a little slow, the match.
But but is that based on MJF, or is that based on who he's in the ring with? That's the thing.
A bit of both, I guess. It's the booking overall. Here we go. Every match has a slap off in the middle. Fuck's sake. AEW just started and I'm already bored. JV, give it a chance.
Yeah, what up, JV? What up, Dro, Boss, Carlos, Dale, everybody.
There you go. MJF for the win. If you guys haven't made your Nick pick yet, get it in, get it in, get it in.
That's what she said.
Right. Pause.
Roll up. Oh, back to roll up. 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 Where, of course, we've got to get this kind of, monkey wheel spot.
Right.
Roll up into roll up into roll up into roll up.
Hey, everybody. Carlos, how you doing, buddy? Dro, Monster, Brock, first gun. No, dude. Dro, that's 2 comments. Let's talk a little AEW tonight.
Right.
I know you guys are talking to each other, but let's get to some AEW. I'm going to skip some WWE. We've been complaining about or talking about it quite a bit.
Yeah, the White Rabbit, like we've said before, tends to kind of end up taking over the chat.
He's hijacked a lot.
Right.
MJF is going to cash in tonight.
Tonight. No. If he didn't do it at Arthur Ashe, he's going to do it in Cincinnati with Moxley's going to lose in his hometown to get the heat.
It's true. He should have cashed in at Arthur Ashe.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying. He should have cashed in, honestly, at All Out, if we're being fully honest. But
right,
AEW hardcore fans don't want to hear that. JV, what up? Really, Andrade can't draw money as a heel or babyface. At least Sammy has heat. Go away heat is not the same as heel heat. It was initially called X-Pac heat because for whatever reason, people labeled X-Pac as just, I don't want to see you on my screen. Well, Sammy right now, Sammy and Tay for a while have had go away heat.
No, see, I kind of disagree with that, Nick. I kind of think Sammy has had if he didn't get back involved with the Jericho Society and he just stayed him and Tay being that obnoxious, annoying couple and battling other, going against baby faces, not other heels, would have helped, by the way. I think they had something there. The making out, the over-the-top bullshit. I hated them. But to me, it was the type of hate that you got to have.
Well, MJF going for a pile driver off the second rope. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Yuta's using the Dorothy technique of using, clicking his heels together to get out of it. But the thing is that nothing follows Sammy but drama and Tay Conti. That's the issue, is that, yes, Sammy's talented in the ring. Yes, if Sammy could pull his hat out of his ass, physically and metaphorically, he would be an absolute stud in the business, whatever companies he's in.
Yeah, this is just real slow to me, dude. Like real, like, all right, I pick you up on my shoulder, then you slide back, then you scratch my eye, and then
It's Yuta's match, though. Well, that's the thing, is that's the type of match Yuta can have. Remember the match with Moxley was very drawn out. They both had to bleed. Yuta can't do a quick storyline. He's got to, work under. He's got to draw it out.
Tope! Go away, heat is toxic. Here's the thing with Sammy. Sammy had to go to sensitivity training. Sammy had the Tay Conti controversy for what was perceived as whatever his business.
Because he might have had somebody, might have had a wife or a fiance before, just saying, even though they don't want that brought up in any promo.
Then he gets in a scuffle with Eddie. Now he's got Andrade. That's what we know of. Oh, shit. Big splash. Where the hell did that come from?
No, well, he went damn near 3/4 of the way across the ring as MJF was flipping him off. And the crowd's chanting, "This is awesome," which, I mean, it's not a bad match by any means. It's one of those, this could be better. Everything's missing that spice, that bit of seasoning of storytelling.
Well, again, to your point, yeah, the storytelling, as far as we're not bought into the story or the angle. And then in addition to that, we all expect MJF has to win this. If it doesn't turn out that way, what would we do? Yeah, I want to see your reaction to a MJF loss tonight.
If MJF loses to Wheeler Yuta on the opening match after he's already won the poker chip and everything, you might be getting a solo cast here for a good minute.
I would think so.
And as I say that, I don't know if you're there yet, but MJF wins with a submission hold. He basically just pulls the arm back there, the salt of the earth.
Right. Oh, pulls him out. There you go. That was a meh match. That was like 2.5 stars at best. Tell me I'm wrong, folks. I want to hear it.
Right.
That was really lackluster.
It was slow. Oh, what are we gonna get? Yuta going for the handshake now? Yep. Why?
I need to see more from MJF in the ring. I do.
MJF's fantastic in the ring. He does work a bit more the old school style, but
he's a good heel.
Right. Normal guy. What up? Damien, what up? Larry, I see you're here.
Carlos, never fear. Larry's here. Chili cheddar fries with salsa. I also had chili, sir. I didn't have the fries or the salsa.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
And the crowd's just lukewarm into this, though.
Well, you want me to go ahead of you?
You can't help yourself usually.
I'm trying not to.
What the fuck?
Right.
Wait, what? This is shit.
Yep, this is just because, just keeps getting worse.
Wow, Bivens giving MJF shit.
I was going to say, for those watching along, so Lee Moriarty came out and attacked Yuta while MJF was hesitant.
Why doesn't he want to do it? Why is he hesitant?
I don't get what's going on here.
This is awful.
But then Bivens came out eating a pear and gave MJF the diamond ring.
Regal pulls out the Nux for the power of the punch.
Yeah, so now we've got Regal and MJF eyeing each other in the ring. Do we get a William Regal versus MJF match?
No, if I was writing this, MJF would outright just decimate Regal. People come running out. MJF rolls out, runs away, even if he leaves through the crowd. and just incenses Moxley.
I could very much see that now. But that almost halfway tempted me of what if we get a pairing of Regal and
what the fuck? What's the point of all that? Am I crazy?
And all that's what.
Sorry to interrupt, Nick, and ladies and gentlemen out there right now, if you're in the chat, let us know. Like, am I wrong? What the fuck was all of that for? Like, why couldn't you just have a straight up solid match? It was a below average match at best, but then all that extra shit led nowhere. Nowhere.
What you do if you want to do something like that is you have MJF come out and either squashes Yuta or he quickly like cheats to win. And then afterwards he just takes it to Yuta or something like that. Was just all sorts of weird. You had Lee Moriarty come out with his green hair, looking fresh off the indie scene, attacking Yuta, and then Bivens comes out and does nothing except for be a distraction. And then Regal comes out and they just eye each other down. I do like your idea of MJF just destroys Regal, right? Busts him open, all of that. Yeah.
Or, like throws his hands up. No, I'm good. My bad, Mr. Regal. My bad. And when Regal kind of drops his guard or goes to look at Yuta, he drills him, splits him open. Regal goes down. Everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? Moxley comes running out or Bryan comes running out. He rolls off. More heat. Regal's beloved. More heat. That was stale as shit. And he looks like I hate to use the P word, but he looks like one.
Yeah, Punani.
Jesus.
But what? Imagine though if we get potentially a William Regal heel turn and we get Regal and MJF paired together.
Not bad. I don't hate it.
I'll tell you something I do hate though. What I have on my screen, and that's the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Hager put the hat on.
Yeah, Hager looking like the biggest, in sync Backstreet Boys Hanson fan, fresh out of the 90s with the purple bucket cap on. Yeah, it's everybody in this everybody right now in the Jericho Appreciation Society is chewing gum. And that makes me think they might be up to something that Tony allegedly might frequent as well to, make sure.
No.
Allegedly.
That's just keeping their breath minty fresh, my friend.
Right.
Minty fresh. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But, dude, like, yeah. So
the Ring of Jericho champion. Sorry.
That's what he's been calling, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is terrible. I cannot get behind this decision to put Jericho as the ROH champion. Oh, name value. Shove it up your ass.
You know who had someone that on your roster already that could do exactly everything that Chris Jericho is doing with the belt?
Right.
Bryan Danielson.
And instead he's become the fucking everybody's favorite doormat, which breaks my heart. Listen, I don't want to be negative all night. I'm trying to find some positives here. That first match sucked. The fallout from it was bleh. Now Jay Lethal's coming to the ring. Let's hope it gets better.
Yeah, your lethal injection of positivity, I guess, because we've got Jay Lethal versus Darby Allin coming out right now.
Who in the green hell is this? Dennis Rodman? I thought the same thing.
Yeah, the green hair looks a little weird. I do like, though, and I will say that Sting's kind of not only just in the ring, on camera, all of that, but it seems like even backstage and everything has tried to kind of be like, the fatherly figure for Darby Allin. Like, you don't hear Darby Allin involved in any of this nonsense. He doesn't comment on any of this, all that.
But we also haven't had Darby Allin do anything significant in about a year. About a year of nothing from Darby. And people are going to jump all over me. And I'm not saying he hasn't had a good match. I'm not. What the fudge? Okay, that's new.
Why?
He was just kind of rolling out to the ring I thought he was in a sack.
He looked like he was coming out in a burlap sack.
Yeah, right? But listen, I'm not saying Darby hasn't had good matches, but he's had a lot of gimmicky matches. A lot of it was to highlight. Like, Sting ends up being a bigger hero than Darby most nights, which is not great. And
But
Darby has been semi-irrelevant, very mid for a while, which is fine.
But that's the thing is right now the main event scene's been kind of chaos. Like Darby is still over. You still
Yeah.
do pay attention to all of his matches, and I think Sting ends up, I guess, coming off the hero because he is the icon. You still the man his age, you don't expect to be taking stage dives and stuff like
scary.
that. So I
My
think
heart palpitates when he fucking gets in there.
right. I feel every bump peripherally that man's taking. So I think it's worked really well. I guess it's been the one good constant throughout the chaos that is AEW.
Right. Just gonna try to switch that. Now, what's going on between Sammy and Andrade? Well, my feed doesn't have commercials, dude. So I think we're gonna just have to pick a spot.
That's fine. Whenever you want to go. Right now, I've got both. I'm
not that invested.
Springboard arm drag right now. So
yeah, we got Jay Lethal and Darby in the ring. If you haven't made your prediction for this match yet, get it in the chat. If you want to, if you want to put a J or a D, one for Darby, one for Jay Lethal. I hope you can figure that out, guys. But put it in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to take this. And if you're feeling froggy, why do you think this? But here we go. But with that being said, the Sammy thing, for those who don't know, it came out of left field. Andrade did an interview with Mexican wrestling coverage. And in that interview, it came up, and basically his sentiment was, if you think I'm stiff, then be stiff back. It's wrestling. We're supposed to feel it a little bit. Right? I get it. The way you guys do it, you miss each other by 3 or 4 feet, and we all can tell. But he didn't say that part. I added that part. And then that turned into tweet. It became a tweet war.
Yeah, to where Sammy then was putting out stuff about how Andrade was just a favor hire, how he was a jobber. Wow. And then it came out to where Andrade's like, well, if you have a problem, say it to my face when we're backstage or whatever. Or we already talked about this or something like that. And then Sammy's like, you didn't say shit.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. You stopped.
No,
I was going to ask that.
Oh, but, yeah.
All right. My bad. Bear with me, sir. But no, but here's the thing. There is a trend. If you look at it, it's those AEW original core group, one of the pillars, Sammy. We've had issues with the Bucks. We've had issues with, that core group, even Kenny kind of. I think he's guilty by association in a lot of regards.
Oh, yeah.
But that core group it seems to have issues with the outsiders, the peripheral people, right? The guys that have come in. Andrade, who's been buried. FTR, who's been buried. Punk, who is, I don't know, retired, broken, apparently not working there anymore. You saw Cody. Cody was an outsider. Cody wasn't part of that backyard, fucking nonsense. So anybody that kind of comes in with that pro wrestling attitude, they have no interest in.
Well, everybody outside of Jericho, because Jericho's reach and mooch on to everything. It's all the quote unquote ex WWE guys that now that they're coming in, you're seeing that kind of whole statement about us versus them really resonate. That's a bit of the problem when you have guys that are on-screen talent are the EVPs of your company as well and making creative decisions. Those should be two different things.
No, it's a conflict of interest. It's a tough one, right? Because you're asking young guys to keep their fucking head straight, and apparently they can't do it.
Right. And Tony, unfortunately, through his own fault, is in no position. Well, he's in the perfect position. He just can't get himself to actually step up and be an adult in this situation and put his foot down.
It's that old saying, Nick. You either you don't know any better or you don't care. So you're either dumb or you just don't give a shit. Now, I think Tony gives a shit. So I hate to imply the other one. And we've seen many people come out, what a genius, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, then he doesn't care. And if he doesn't care, it's because he's so close with the Bucks, so close with Sammy, so close with that core group. Jericho is basically just the fucking fiddler on the roof for all of this. And we've seen his influence on Tony, and it just continues to kind of, I don't know, dude. It just rolling out in such a way that it's, ticket sales are going down, ratings are going fluctuating, but going back to their average. The product itself is getting weak. You got to make a hard stance. You got to but you got to be able to pick it from a point of view of what is best for my TV show, what is best for the product I put in the ring. And it's not a lot of like fucking Dark Order in the finals of the trios tournament is not best for business. That's best for the circle jerk. What's best for business is getting the fucking House of Black where they need to be. No wonder 2 out of 3 of them are on the fucking shelf with stress.
With rumored leaving the company.
Well, and you're going to see more of this. Miro's coming. If they don't figure out what the fuck to do with Miro, he's going to be the next guy to smack Sammy around just to get out. That's like your ticket out. Oh, I don't want to work here anymore. Smack Sammy around.
Just mush Sammy in the way out. That's how you punch the clock at AEW. That's how you clock out. Is just you mush Sammy in the face.
Yeah. Just quickly, folks, I will remind everybody, Jay Lethal and Darby Allin are in the ring. They're going back and forth. It's been an okay match. Second match in a row, Nick. The crowd is on their fucking hands.
Yeah, we haven't heard a single pop tonight.
Quickly, I'm going to just, Victor. Oh, wait, shit. You said more stuff. Like, there's been 7. There we go. I need a couple shots of tequila. You bear with me, folks. I'm trying to not on the fucking microphone.
Yeah, sorry. That's the thing when you're on here this much. At times when you're a little under the weather, you kind of just got to roll with it.
Listen, we do this with headaches, with backaches. We do it with. I love doing it. We're not complaining at all. But when you come live all the fucking time and you call yourself Mr. Every Night, you kind of got to show the fuck up.
Well, that's the thing is this is absolutely live, 100%.
That's it. So I will hit the mute button as much as possible and try not to sneeze or. Yeah.
Nah, you're good. I think we're rolling right along here. But yeah, Miro said that he still is, I guess, okay with where he is in AEW. I guess I don't know if he really cares that much about wrestling, to be honest, anymore. I think he kind of just shows up when he wants. But it's very much become that whole issue. And I did the whole WCW there in the air. That's what this has become. This is Tony has very much just become a fan, a mark for the business and everybody now that he's signed, and now he's the cool kid and he's got the power. So, these guys tell me I'm awesome. You guys tell me I'm an asshole and don't know what I'm doing. So why should I listen to you guys? It's Tony doesn't want to have that, actual true conversation.
Avalanche Dragon Screw. That's not something you see or say very often.
Well, no, not at all. Well, Lethal is fantastic in the ring. Again, it's a shame that he's been bogged down with the whole they don't know what to do with Ring of Honor situation.
Right.
And I guess, again, if you wanted to look at like with Darby, like what you said, he's Sting's buddy. He's Sting's little brother.
Kind of. But, I mean... again, we don't have Sting out here right now, but we'll probably lead to a point where Sting's out here doing something to save him.
Right.
But right now we got Jay Lethal in the figure 4. Darby gets out. And again, if you haven't made a prediction yet, and I know some of you out there haven't, let us know who you think is going to take this W tonight. I got Darby.
I think so, honestly. The only real thing of importance they've seen to do with Lethal is the Joe feud, and that kind of went a whole lot of nowhere.
Oh, damn it. Even the announcers were like, he landed on his head. Shit.
Way to point out the much.
Oh, wow. I know that was the move, but he went down hard.
Right.
I wish Chris Jericho would go away and go back on tour. What pains me about this, Nick, and we have kind of shat on Jericho a little bit as of late, and I think deservedly so.
Oh.
But I love Jericho. Like, Jericho was so good. But like I said, it was like watching, Jordan on the Wizards. It just, you know what? you're not going to win the championship on your own, bro. You're not going to take everybody to the promised land just by yourself. You're not who you were. And I know people went on about that Bandito match, but if you watch it back, Bandito had to slow down and keep it very simple for Mr. Jericho, because Jericho's 50-1 and not what he used to be. He almost, if he would have landed his line salt the way he delivered it, he would have kicked that man right in the mouth. At least Bandito had the sense to get under it.
Yeah, it's one of those of you either retire early enough to see yourself go out the hero, or stay in the ring long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that's very much with Chris Jericho. At this point, he gets carried through every match, and Darby picks up the 1, 2, 3.
What do you think of that Darby crucifix pin? It's a roll up. It's a fancy roll up.
It fits his character, I guess.
Fair enough. Darby won. Nice pin. So Larry likes the crucifix pin. But
yeah,
here it comes.
Now we're getting the handshake again. Is this because Tony's like, go out there and act like you all like each other? I'm sick of people saying y'all fucking hate each other. Go out there and act like you like each other.
Are they turning? Is this their way of, like, I don't know.
This is just to show that people can actually get along in AEW, I think.
There's got to be. Are they
just shut up? Sorry.
Are they adopting the ROH method of, honor?
The Code of Honor handshake? Well, if they're going to do that, then they have to have a Ring of Honor show. And they have to give a shit about Ring of Honor.
What is happening? MJF wasn't sure what to do. Lethal's not sure what to do. Why are they just emasculating all their fucking heels tonight? They shook.
Because when you don't know what to do, you do everything.
Wow. So, more Code of Honor. What the fuck is happening in AEW right now?
Well, we've got the Ring of Honor faction there with Brian Cage, Khan, and I sound terrible. I can't remember his partner's name because I've actually talked to him. But what was Tully Blanchard Enterprises, I believe.
For a minute.
For a hop, skip, and jump.
I gotta pit my stomach, dude. I gotta pit my stomach that Brian Cage steals this fucking belt tonight.
Well, and the world will burn because I guess we're gonna get our answer right now.
Me. What?
Right.
Shit. I'm waiting for Darby Allin to turn on Sting. It will come. What if Sting turns on Darby, though?
No. Fitting in Sting fashion, his partner has to turn on him. Sting is always the gullible, like, ruh-roh, I didn't know you were a heel.
Ruh-roh. We got the TNT Championship on the line now, folks. We are switching into Brian Cage, Wardlow. If you did not know or predict this match, nobody did because it's spot booking at its best. And here we go again.
Yeah, this is relying on Twitter. This is relying on people knowing who Brian Cage is. This is people knowing this is going to be just two big beefy boys slapping meat. This isn't on any sort of storyline.
You couldn't find anybody kicking around your fucking company right now that isn't a peripheral character to just drop in for one night only.
But they have to job, though. That's the thing. Does Wardlow lose? Like, if Wardlow loses here, then everything you've done with him was for naught.
For nothing. But listen, they're on the verge of that already, Nick. Here's the problem. Right. Wardlow was on a heater. We go back. You remember, we've talked about it. We were live together, I'm pretty sure, when that man was sitting on top of the fucking steel cage.
Right.
And the building was losing it. Like, literally, the place was shaking. He was so over. And what'd you do? You took too long to give him the belt. Then you gave him the belt. And then you buried him. And we haven't seen him.
Yeah, you've had him in a bunch of nothing matches with no storyline. You had the Scorpio Sky
security guards. It's easy for me to say.
Yeah, you had a match with him versus 20 security guards. Now, I guess now, too, besides picking who you think is going to win this match, I guess over, under, I guess the line's been set pretty much constantly at 4 power bombs for Wardlow before the pinfall.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I think Wardlow takes the win, and I think he goes under on the power bombs. I think we get 3 because Brian Cage is
big dude. You think 3? I'm gonna go 2.
Okay.
Maybe he has to take 3 though.
Well, it's one of those of like, is this going to be a competitive match, or does Cage get jobbed out?
I can't see Cage getting jobbed out. Tony has an affection for certain people, and
you can't see he has an affection for Brian Cage. This is the most.
No, there's another guy that was pissed off at him.
Right. He's got that problem of his wife doesn't know when to stop tweeting.
Man, I wish I could just like hang out with TK and just be like, dude, don't do that. Yes, do this. Like, and I don't even mean wrestling wise because I don't know shit. I'm just making this shit up as I go along. But
still hey, better than him.
I know you really want to hug them. Go out and give them a handshake. Give them a handshake. Smile at the camera. Yes, good job. Okay, if your eyes are, like simple shit like that. Like
smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah, like okay, say less. What did you want to tweet? No, don't tweet that.
Right. So Tony or any sort of Tony's bots or any AEW staff, if Tony's looking, I guess, for a personal assistant or a couple or to develop his creative team or a consultant team or anything, I mean, we can do this shit just on the fly and do it better. So imagine if we were getting paid to do this, if this was our job. That's the thing is like with WWE creative, some people this is their job to do it and can't do it well. Like we do this shit for free.
It's true. Darby hasn't done anything since his matches with Cody and his diamond in the rough. He hasn't done anything relevant because there's no story. Wow. Trash compactor.
Oh, we're already going up for a power. Oh, reverse.
Oh, you're ahead of me. Yeah.
You'll get there. Alabama Slammer.
Full Gear, November 19th is a Saturday. Oh, here we go. Saturday is getting popular. It better not be a long one. I'll be pissed off.
So I'll take it. I'll take a long pay-per-view on a Saturday.
Over the Sunday.
I still have Sunday to recover.
Yeah, true say.
I can just tune out and tune into football.
Okay, Wardlow's career might be over.
That's aggressive.
Aggressive a little bit. You can read this. Take this one for me.
JV says, I wrote a storyline for Babyface Andrade where you have a go. All right, you already lost me at Ghost Boy.
Yeah, right.
That's called Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Just made Andrade Little Jimmy like R-Truth. So that's a big old no for me. And I figured that was going to happen. I was about to ask him. I don't know where we are here for the comments, so I'm going to just start at the bottom here. But I am right now, folks, in picture. If you haven't, let me know who you're taking for this match. I've got Brian Cage versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship. A little bit, thrown together, a little bit sloppy jalopy of it's big beefy boys slapping meat, pause. And it could be a great match. That's the thing with this, and that's what I guess frustrates me is this could be a good match. But Tony just wanted to kind of throw it together with no build behind it. But I am in picture with a 2 count. Wrestling for Life, Shawn Michaels will be on that via satellite. Why? Be on what? Well, which way is the camera going to be going with Shawn? Is it going to be over here? Is it going to be over here? Which eye is it going to be looking at? Apparently, there were punches thrown backstage between Andrade and Sammy. That would make sense, Chris. And Chris, what up? Chris, what up? What up, Jack? Edward, Robert, Dro, everybody. But that would make sense if they're going to pull the match. And I feel like almost Andrade, even he said, I'm not scared to get fired. I almost feel like Andrade almost wants to get out of his AEW contract just because he knows he's got a deal lined up with WWE. Of course, he can sit there and just be with his wife or he can be with Selena. So absolutely. Jack says Wardlow for the win. If Andrade is released, I will not miss him. Robert, you want to know why you won't miss him? Because he hasn't been booked, because he hasn't been on your TV screen, because he hasn't been put in anything at all since he signed there. That man was a hot prospect coming out of WWE. He was one of those surprise releases, and Tony Khan proceeded to do absolutely nothing with that man. he halfway took over Hardy Enterprises, which why is Andrade having to be involved with that? Now he's got Los Ingobernables, which has absolutely just been an afterthought with everything going on. So to me, that's why you won't miss him. It's not because, oh, he can't go in the ring. Oh, I don't care about him. No, it's not any sort of that little AEW diehard fandom mentality on it. It's literally just the man's been poorly booked. And that's been the biggest indictment of Tony Khan's booking is a misuse of talent. You have your top guy, 7-star FTR, on an independent show sitting there begging Tony Khan, book me. That shouldn't happen. Oh, Wardlow without. Was that a swanton or a corkscrew or goddamn? But that big man should not be flying like that. That man's just super athletic. And a German suplex, 2 German suplexes to Bryan right now. So I think, almost going for number 3, but Wardlow's super in control of this match. Now overhead, belly to belly. No, Nick, the boy is the ghost boy. The only boy can be seen by the crowd at home, but no one. All right. So, JV, you're doubling down on this and now making it like the Warrior, Hogan storyline, the mirror spot storyline, which again is terrible to where like only certain people can see them. So, again, love you, bud, but that's a hard no for me. Oh, 2. That was that even halfway a kick out? That was, I think, just Wardlow didn't know he needed to kick out, but off the from the ring apron, superplex. Wow, from Brian Cage on a Wardlow. KJ, was that a whisper in the wind? I mean, it almost might be. Might have been. I mean, rumors are Jeff might be coming back. Allegedly, supposedly. Please don't come back, Jeff. Please stay away. 2 count. So this match so far, yeah, boss, this match isn't so bad. I mean, it's, a Haas battle. It's, Kong versus Godzilla. It's 2 big beefy boys slapping meat. But the thing is, what would have made this so much better, and that's the big thing with all of this, is Tony will put out great matches. Star-studded lineup. If you F5 from Brian Cage on a Wardlow. 2 count. I wonder how Brock feels that Brian Cage just kind of uses his move, halfway at this point as a throwaway move, just with the way Cage is booked. But Tony will put out a card that if it was BCW, Wrestling Revolver, GCW, whoever, whatever kind of independent show would be fantastic, I feel. Oh, and now Cage going for the power bomb. Oh, terrible, very missed headbutt. Oh, but that one sure as hell didn't miss. Clothesline. But when you have a TV deal, when you're trying to be the number 2, number 1 main wrestling promotion, you need to have a storyline. You need to have a reason to tune in every week. You have a weekly show. Give me a reason to tune in. Oh, we've got 1 powerbomb. Wardlow needs to get a buzz cut. No, I dig it. But you're missing the bigger picture, bringing him his mask. Right. But that's a convoluted ass way to get there. But so we're getting right now the symphony of powerbombs so far. We've got 1. We're getting number 2 right now. Damien says, I'm loving this match. This is my favorite match so far. There's only been 2 matches, Damien. Calm down. So we've got 2 power bombs, and Wardlow's just taking his sweet ass time in between each single one. We'll be on that. On Dro, what are you talking about, my dude? Bro, that sounds like a story for AAA. Yeah, absolutely, Carlos. So it's a little bit of even powerbomb number 3. Oh, we're getting number 4. Oh, number 4 right there. And that was a weird way to pin him, Wardlow. But so Wardlow picks up the 1, 2, 3 after 4 power bombs. So I guess Wardlow hit the straight line if we're, placing bets on that. Me and KJ were both wrong. But 4 power bombs. Yeah, it was a decent match. It was a decent match, and it would have done so much better if it actually had a storyline and a build to it versus just, and now we've got the rest of Cage's faction coming out and taking it to Wardlow. So are we going to get another trios match? Joe. We're getting Samoa Joe out. Joe's out there right now. Joe's gonna kill you. Samoa Joe's the guy, honestly, that should get a run with the WWE or the AEW title. I honestly maybe think too WWE title, but I don't know if he'd go back there. I'm surprised that rumor hasn't kicked up, especially with, I feel like him and Hunter would have a great relationship together. Jack says that wasn't a bad match. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad match at all. I'm more critiquing of it could have been better. And that's really, I guess, our biggest critique whenever we're harsh or negative on, let's go. The top guys are here. So Tony must have listened to everybody, sharing that clip and everything. So FTR is right now running everybody off. So what if we're going to get almost a Survivor Series type team match of, 8-man match of Joe, FTR, and Wardlow versus the Gates of Agony? That would be interesting. I think obviously the babyfaces win that, but yeah, I think that's really, I guess, back to my point of the crowd's chanting AEW as we're getting a stare down between all men. But I think that's really when we're harsh on AEW, besides just kind of the obvious, and they kind of ask for it, but it's a little bit of just be better, please.
Boom. No, but we bitch as fans, and as paying fans that pay for pay-per-views and buy merch and do, buy in. Sorry, folks. For fans that buy in, we have every right to complain when we were all here on the CM Punk night. We were all here the Double Swerve night. We were all here for, All Out in the beginning and buy in, or not buy in, fucking All Out, and then the original years. And this is the 3-year anniversary of this show. We've been here for every minute of it. And so we have a right to say, you know what? This could be better. We sat on these streams and shat all over the WWE for how long, Nick? For how long? And if they fuck up, listen, if this fucking bunny is fucking anybody but 1 or 2 people, there's going to be upset people shitting all over Triple H.
Right. It's very much one of those of when we had the ratings and everything like that, or the ranking show, Aew Dynamite is specifically that show. Pretty much just ran the table with that. But ever since there's been that giant shift of now Hunter's in charge of WWE instead of Vince, it's felt like the bottom's fallen out on AEW.
And I maybe wonder if, and I've said this before on the streams, that part of me feels like it's because, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
I got it.
I forgot where I was going because I got distracted by the sex chat. Fuck off, sex chat. Man, every time you're on a good run, someone's got to be a pain in the ass.
Sounds like Sammy Guevara or Chris Jericho.
Ding. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know where we were talking about previously, but, we just want to see the product do well. We want to see the shit make sense. We want to see guys that we invested in, like FTR, like Wardlow, like Moxley, to the AEW crowd. They bought right into Moxley. So let's go push those guys, and not just some of them, or not just the ones you like, or not the ones that smoke pot with you, or the ones that high five you or give you longer hugs. Use the right people. Like what you did to Cesaro sucks. Shit.
And you held that man close. You held that man tender. That man embraced you. That man wore the good cologne for that hug.
Right. You could still smell Sheamus on him with that hug.
Right? Yeah, no, here, I'll let you answer this one while I take a little pause for the cause here.
All right. WWE hired Marvel director as a long-term creative. First and foremost, I think the cool thing about this is that they actually, they hired someone with their pure vision of being long-term creative. Now, it was reported that he had a big hand in all this White Rabbit riddle, rumors, myth, story, whatever you want to call it. This White Rabbit hole that we've been running down for the last bunch of days. I mean, legitimately, it's a good move. And again, you see, Triple H putting the people around him. They're trying to make better decisions. They're trying to have longer storytelling. You need to have the complete opposite of what Chris is saying right here. This match is a kind of example of Tony playing with toys, no build up to this. And that's the issue. That is part of the issue, is that Tony is just playing with his toys. So at the end of the day, it becomes a problem, because if you're just spot booking, last week, Bandito just dropped in on us. Yeah, you signed him. Yeah, we might get more of him, but he got dropped in. So there's no buy-in to that match. The same thing with Juice Robinson. I like Juice Robinson a lot, but just dropping him in, the crowd was quiet. There was no investment. Brian Cage tonight. Oh, I got Britt Baker on my screen. Oh. Well, Britt Baker just told everybody that Saraya will not be wrestling in AEW, but that makes me think that she is. That'd be the coup, right? Go out there, act like you can't wrestle, and then beat her up. But yeah, you need build-up. You need storylines. You need storytelling. That's what we were just saying about Darby Allin, Chris, is that a lot of us are big fans of Darby. But what has Darby done significantly in months? Has it been a year? He just gets dropped in some random match that allows him to, break tables and jump through shit. But a lot of those matches, Sting was the more over of the two. And in addition to that, sorry, folks, fighting it hard. But with Darby, you literally have no storyline. He's not a rival of anybody. He's just a guy that does crazy shit. Win some, lose some. Just a guy that does crazy shit. And that's the problem with too many of the wrestlers. Wardlow has had you couldn't find somebody to have a program with Wardlow. Where do you even have programs other than Chris Jericho, who's in charge of all Chris Jericho's shit? He builds these 13-month, 14-month storylines that don't seem to die. That being said, Jamie Hayter is on the way out. Big pop, the biggest pop of the night, maybe, for Jamie Hayter. Jamie, yeah, even Tony noticed. So we got the women coming to the ring. We got Britt. We got Reba. We got everybody. Jamie Hayter takes the ring by herself. Does Hayter double cross Britt to go kind of side by side with Paige? Here comes Saraya. Saraya. Oh, she's looking good. Does anyone else think that this White Rabbit might be Bad Bunny? Gary, I'm not going to get too far into it because we will talk about it tomorrow, and then we will talk about it on Friday. Here's Willow Nightingale. Does anyone else? If it's Bad Bunny, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna a grown ass man, my big burly ass, gonna show up here and just cry, just with just utter and just complete shock. Be hilarious though. No, he might be going as the referee for Seth Rollins and Riddle's match. No Dro. What did Dro suggest? I don't even know. All right. Jack was very true. This could have been the main event. It could have been. Here's Toni Storm. Athena's out there with her as well. So the whole division, according to last week, is now in the ring. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get back to catch up here. What did Vic say? Athena. Oh, okay. Toni Storm team for the win. Yeah, let us know your predictions out there, folks. If you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, be a part of the chat. This is a channel for fans, by fans. We have a 8-woman tag match about to start off. Teddy Long did some booking for us. Unblock Tony and book the match. So Toni Storm, Tony. See, if you're new here, I'm not always this issue here, but I'm working on it, battling through. Toni Storm's, that's too hard to say with my current situation. Toni Storm's team is going to win. And I also agree with you. I think the baby faces take this one. See, I changed it up. Jamie Hayter's a star. She's grown by the minute. She's growing more confident. She's playing to the crowd. It's interesting. Jamie Hayter, look. Victor's got all the love. By the way, nice T-shirt, Victor. Team Tony. Nash is actually him. There you go. If it's Bad Bunny, I'm with you. I might give up on wrestling altogether at that point. I'll be fucked. Exactly, Victor. We'll start a channel based on cooking or, I don't know, something else. I'm getting the feeling we're about to get a big swerve on Saturday night. I don't know about a swerve. I just don't think we're going to get what we expect, because that's kind of been the mission statement of this whole process. I think we're going to get stuff. I don't think we're going to get what we expect. However, if you guys want to tune in on Monday during the season premiere of Raw, the 25th anniversary of DX, let's go. I think that is, I just got this feeling you're going to want to be watching that segment. If you don't want to tune in because of DX, tune in for what might happen to DX. I got Toni Storm whipping Deeb around the ring, by the way. The baby faces are in slight control at the moment. If you haven't made a prediction yet, that's what we do here. We take predictions on all the matches. So if you haven't sent in your Nick pick, that makes more sense when Nick's actually on the screen. But yeah, make your pick now. Let us know. And I will remind everyone, tomorrow we are back. I'm going to do a special interview for Let's Rumble with AJ Scraggs. Last week we had an interview with Benny, one of his buddies, training mates, friends from over in Ireland, is going to join us. We're going to talk about his professional career, what his plans are, how he got into wrestling. We're going to do all that fun stuff. After the interview, we're going to do a second part to Let's Rumble. We're going to do the Extreme Rules prediction show, so tune in for that. Friday, guys, Friday, quadruple header Friday. We've only done a few of these, but there's 4 shows, 1 stream. We'll see what happens. We're going to cover SmackDown, Bound for Glory. We're going to do GCW. No. Yes, we are. We're going to do GCW and Rampage. I lied. Are we going to do GCW, Nick, on Friday? Yeah, I think we are. We're going to cover it all. So we also have Battle of the Belts. Tony stacked Rampage, moved it down to 9 o'clock. So we're going to get head-to-head action between SmackDown and Rampage. And then we come back on Saturday. We're going to do a special pre-show. Before Extreme Rules even goes to air, we're going to do a live reaction show for GCW Fight Club. Friday, we find out if Moxley can retain the GCW title, or will he lose it to Nick Gage. If Nick Gage does not win, he has to leave his hallowed ground. I don't know, but I would tune in for all of that action over the next 3-4 days. Like and subscribe. Like I said, we'll be back on Monday. We don't stop. It's all day, every day. There better be some what's in this. There you go. I knew. And it's National Scissoring Day, by the way. One of the neatest, funniest wrestling phenomenons we've seen in a long time. What? Oh, that's not a what. My Mick pick, or you Mick pick, is the heels. Feels like heels should win after the previous when faces won. Good call, Larry. All right. his Mick pick. Roman, welcome to the show. Not sure what that is, but let's follow along. All right. So we got a couple Romans now in the chat, but welcome to the show. Thank you for the gibberish. I think Jamie Hayter turns on DMD. I agree, Damian. They've been teasing it. But let's pull the trigger. Let's make this move. Again, Hayter's on the up. Biggest pop we got so far. How does Hayter get a bigger pop than some of the other athletes we've seen tonight? She did, though. So you need to move on that. You need to make that count when it counts. Waiting, oh, well, we're going to do this. No, she's hot. Push her. Oh, I thought we were going to have two friends come back. There we go.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've got Jamie Hayter. Of course, she's going to get the biggest pop of the night. Absolutely, she's a star. But to another point that you brought up there, is it funny that Billy Gunn, I guess daddy ass pause, it has gotten two phrases over that it will get someone, sent to the principal's office, in our generation.
No, I completely agree with you, and I mean that's what it is. What got them over back then? Well, they had they had cute catchphrases and shit that people could repeat and chant along with and be a part of, and it gets over. The minute the Acclaim started doing shit that the crowd could get into, there you go. They're over. You make the audience a part of the show. You make the audience buy into who you are. You'll get over. Same with MJF. He's over because they buy in, but he's a heel and knows how to play it. But you got to get them to buy in. If the fans don't buy in, it's worthless. And that's why they've been really quiet tonight.
Right. A little bit like what we talked about the other night with, the what chant, the one that I've kind of, taken over on this channel and everything, the what chant. But yeah, you need that crowd participation I was for the longest time, I hated the Acclaim. I thought it was the stupidest thing going, all of that. And now you've converted me, and I think we've managed to flip almost halfway.
No, I'm still a huge fan. Now that it's happened, and I wanted them to be champions. My disagreement was
when
I think Tony panicked and almost like he was at a stick up and just handed his wallet over before realizing that it was a fake gun being pointed at him.
It was just Bowens just like this,
right? It was scissors, not a gun. What
right, it was scissors, not a gun. You're supposed to go rock the paper.
Right. So for the fans, the take was the fact that at All Out, the fans went nuts and really, really, really wanted the Acclaim to win. They lost. And a lot of people criticized, well, why didn't you call an audible? Da-da-da-da-da-da. He could have called an audible, but you got to have the balls. If you're going to run this fucking company, I guarantee you, Nick, if I picked prior to the match, okay, this is how, oh, shit.
Oh,
Saraya breaking a crutch.
Well, it's still up in the air on if she's really going to be involved in the ring or if she's going to be a figurehead.
DMD just said out loud, oh, Saraya can't wrestle. That makes me think she can.
If it was in WWE, would you think that? If it was in a more stable environment, would you think that?
Yeah, but I mean, if either company is going to let somebody wrestle borderline not able to, it might be this one. Oh shit!
Allegedly.
KJ, until the next week, you'll be watching again. Yeah, we don't stop. We stay here. We'll be here 7 days from today, looking back at the screen with the same graphics, looking at a different show, and hopefully for better results.
Right, we'll be here and still be, giving our opinions, our takes, and everything on the product and all of that, because that's what we do here at the Wrestling for Life Network. But that doesn't mean that it might seem a little bit like the company is a little bit on shaky ground, on a little bit on shaky legs. And we've got a pinfall right now.
I missed it. I haven't got it.
The unsung hero of the match, and someone who I think there could be potential behind. Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, see?
The 1, 2, 3.
Nick, but this is
Go ahead. Let them know.
Here's the fucking problem with this. Again, a little bit of a pop, but You have fucking talented wrestlers like Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, Athena.
Oh, we've actually got Britt and Saraya going at it right now. Granted, faintly, but wow.
Yeah, I know there's a match coming, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but Saraya's stiffer than a $2 steak. And I mean that in the sense of she's rustier than the goddamn Tin Man right now.
MJF was rusty as shit today. You look like the Tin Man at times.
Well, no, you put her next to Saraya, especially after that disjointed pay-per-view or promo segment, and she's just a sloppy jalopy hot mess of I'm free of WWE. I can't do shit, and I haven't done anything in quite a while, and I haven't been working on anything, but you're paying me a lot of money.
Well, all she did was throw a kick. She didn't pull off a move.
Right. But folks, if you think we're completely wrong, whether it be you, A-Town, Jack, Return, even you, Vic, Edward, anybody like that, let us know. If you think that we're, if you're hard in that AEW camp, let us know what we're missing, I guess, because I don't see it.
I'm a big fan. Saraya completely threw me off my rant. And I know a lot of people have mixed reviews about Paige, but, man, at the height of Paige, when she was on a heater, there was no better, and I was such a huge fan. Still am. So I want to see her wrestle. Let's go.
Sige, I was just going to say they're just giving Roosh everything that they were going to do with Andrade.
This is fucking hilarious.
It's well, you're insert Hispanic wrestling name here. You can do this, right?
Should Roosh feel like a dick that he just hijacked his buddy's gimmick?
I don't know, because I almost halfway feel like he's like, yeah, I know he's going to a better place. That's why Bandito's agreed to it, but no one's saying that he's actually signed anything yet.
I have no idea. Put Serena Deeb at the top of the women's division. Yeah, you need to give Serena Deeb and Ringer. Good to see you. I know we're missing some of these comments, guys, but keep going, keep chatting. You guys are killing it. We will get to you as we go. But
yeah, we got a whole family, so I'm sure there's plenty of stuff to where we're just talking amongst each other.
Right? They're scissoring each other.
Yes, we have the Acclaim right now coming out.
It's funny because we didn't finish the Acclaim story. We didn't finish the rant.
No,
we just get sidetracked, folks. It happens.
That's what happens. We just roll right along.
Here comes
rolling on a river.
Okay, now that's officially the biggest pop of the night.
Oh yeah, these guys are super over.
Listen.
Wait! I gotta get these two. Yeah. Yo, listen. Oh, there we go. It's fantastic how it's funny how, like we've talked about, DX right now, just whichever show you tune into has their fingerprints on everything right now in professional wrestling.
That's a fucking good point, Nick. The click, or live and well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Billy Gunn's probably he's in the top act right now in AEW. Hunter's running WWE, Sean's running NXT, X-Pac wanting to try and come back to WWE. Nash has got his podcast petitioning for a job, and the crowd just
that's it. That's fucking hilarious. Where's CJ? It really wasn't my turn to watch him. Nick, was it your turn to watch
Vic, him? I think you were on CJ duty.
Vic might be on CJ. No.
Yeah, Vic. Vic. It's National Scissoring Day, so I mean, tag team partners got to look out for each other.
Mm-hmm. Our boy CJ is tied up. He usually doesn't come on Wednesdays, mostly I think because he hates AEW.
Yeah, if you think we're harsh on AEW, that man's like twice us.
Scissor me, daddy!
This is the second segment this week that we've gotten in professional wrestling with a podium, and this is 10 times better than what we got just last night on NXT.
But this is the loudest the crowd has been the entire evening. This is
But
the best part for the crowd so far.
This has that yes movement, that Kofi Mania feel of this just feels like that groundswell, that blue, like that grassroots
All this
movement
feels,
of like, we pick you guys and we're going to get behind you.
No, see, I slightly disagree, Nick. You're right, 100% in a lot of ways. But this is called getting over, and we don't see people get over like this anymore. So we're like, oh, this is such a crazy. It's like the yes movement. No, this is just getting over.
This is just called doing your job well.
A fucking dirty sock and turning it into a fucking socko. Like that's getting yourself over big. And they've done it. And the crowd has been more alive for the 3 minutes we've had the Acclaimed out here than the entire rest of the show combined, including MJF.
It feels like everybody was just waiting for this. I mean, Christ, I mean, I might have even gone and gotten the chain myself and, you know, the Biggie shirt and all that. But yeah, I mean, even their merch is pre-ordered, you know, or limited.
Yeah.
Like you said, and you nailed it perfectly. If this is just finally doing what you're supposed to do, just really goddamn well.
Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Speaking of that, but it's the same thing with DX, right? But one day we were, you know, wrestling fans just walking around. Wrestling was what it was. They had some cool stuff, you know. And next thing, everyone at fucking school is running around going, suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it. You suck it, you suck it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was a thing, and it was over as shit. That's what this is. Scissor Me Daddy, like you see the guy on the screen. He's been down this road.
Absolutely. You could just say
get out of their chairs.
Yeah, you could just say scissor, and everybody knows what you're talking about. It's a little bit like when you would do, you know, just say break it down, and just everybody's, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very fitting, and it just shows that I guess Hunter was right all along. Of DX was ahead of its time, and now it's literally. That's professional wrestling, folks. Of you basically have AEW's New Age Outlaws.
Cringing at what you just said.
What?
Some people out there are cringing at what you just said.
But
I agree with you.
Right? Yeah. But like I said, it's funny. Well, because I hated the Acclaimed, and now they're I tune in. I'm a big fan, as you can tell.
Back to they're killing the promo, by the way. But back to my previous point, Nick, was that I just thought once the fans start going, put the belt on him, put the belt on him, put the belt on him. Now you have the fan base, hook, line, and sinker. That was just a chance to stretch that chase out a little bit. And that's if you're ballsy, if you have the confidence as a booker, as somebody who's putting something together and you stand by your fucking, if you're the captain of the ship and you're fucking standing by your direction, then you don't just turn around and go, okay, here's the belts. The next chance. You could have had that Arthur Ashe Stadium ready to riot with so much heat for Swerve and Lee. But now that they won it, I love them. We're good to go and keep going.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's just
I wanted them to win. I just wanted to chase.
A long-term story would work if the rest of the company could do long-term. That's the thing.
That's the problem. Nobody, just stretch something out. Like, fuck. And then the things that you do stretch out make no sense.
Right. Well, I just love our fans. Oh, we've got golden scissors. Pause. But what is this? A public service announcement?
What?
What? Dro, I've even seen other people. Don't work yourself into the penalty box, my homie. Imagine a 12-year-old just yells out, "Yo, listen, I bet you that's happened."
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Daddy asked his house. Pause. Is this the closest Billy Gunn ever?
Look how excited these guys are. The audience is blowing my mind. They're like, scissors, you got scissors. We're like, fuck.
But it's so over. It's the same as, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D Generation X proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world. Yeah.
And if you've ever been live for that, every fucking adult human being in that building went, suck it. They couldn't wait.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get to do it. Yes.
I'm a grown adult and joking with my wife.
Oh, my God.
Scissor me, daddy. Pause.
This is the best shit ever. Turn to the person on your right or your left and offer a sign of peace.
Right.
Look at the Acclaimed solving world peace or at least advocating for world peace with two fingers. That's all we need in this world.
You gotta do it, my buddy. It's like the mega powers there. Nope, other way. There we go.
It's funny. I did the same way with two. I changed hands, but went the same direction.
Right.
Wait, this looks horrible. If anyone just tuned in right now,
they're like, what
the fuck is happening?
Scissor me, KJ.
I don't know. That big guy was
all the way
poking the other big guy.
Right. They're just doing little bunny foo-foo.
Right.
Is this the closest Billy Gunn will ever be to a title belt? No, Billy's been IC champion, hardcore champion, King of the Ring. Yeah.
In the future, could Billy work him? Yeah, he could be one half of a tag team champion any day of the week.
Trios championship. Championship.
Fuck! Imagine. Imagine. Give him all
the do it, Tony. Do it, Tony. You've done worse. Do it.
It's so funny because YouTube's filtering everyone who wants to say daddy ass is getting dinged right now. I gotta keep fucking.
That's the thing is that's the part right there. It's literally DX. It's fitting. We're getting this, and then we're getting the DX reunion.
Folks, the Acclaimed if you don't see your daddy ass comment, it's YouTube's fault.
Right. Don't blame us. We're not doing nothing.
Jonathan, welcome to the stream. By the way, I think with the condition that Billy's in right now, that guy can wrestle. Fuck, if Sting can wrestle, if Flair can wrestle, if Ricky Dragon Steamboat can wrestle, Billy Gunn can wrestle. He would actually, like, even if he came out one night as a surprise and upset whoever had the fucking TNT belt. I don't even know who has it right now. Oh, Wardlow. I know.
No, he ain't doing that.
But you know what I mean? Whoa.
Them as trios champions, though, I'm telling you.
Did he just say
them coming out with multi-belts?
Did he say two in the pink, one in the stink?
Oh,
did he? No, he didn't.
What? The Acclaimed solving world peace through rap. Yo, listen.
Whose house?
They work those.
It's not Saraya's house.
As well as a heel. Sorry.
We need a match. Loser leaves house. Because the last segment, Paige told us it's her house. Now Swerve just asked whose house is it?
And it's officiated by Flow Rider. Because, welcome to my house.
Shut the fuck up.
But
what the fuck? Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. But no, you've even said it. Swerve works really well as a heel. I don't know if Keith Lee does as much.
He does with Swerve, though.
It's Shaq and Kobe. That's what it is.
Yeah, kinda. It's almost got that vibe, right?
Right.
But and even Keith Lee at the press conference, the infamous, presser, when they did their spot, Keith Lee as an arrogant know-it-all works.
Right.
Like, even sitting there like, well, I don't think anybody's better. But he's not being aggressive or anything. He's just being matter of fact, where it's you just want to smack him and be like, dude, what the hell? So I think he's got it in him. Swerve has been great, but I haven't seen them together in 2 weeks. Am I wrong?
They're not fully wrong, but I mean, there's also, Ian's turning heel. But I guess next week in Toronto, we're getting Billy Gunn versus Swerve.
Daddy Ass taking the Swerve.
Let's go, Daddy Ass. Pause.
Billy won King of the Ring. The Rock destroyed him in the legendary promo back in the day. Yeah, Billy was never a solid promo. Great chant guy, but not a solid promo.
He's the best at a hot tag. If you ever are looking into tag team wrestling and know the term a hot tag, Billy Gunn's phenomenal on that. But yeah, Edge actually really is the one.
Wait, what the fuck is happening? I've been saying Swerve's a jerk. So why is this guy out yelling? And
we've got smart mark
put hats on hats. You're mucking up your own water.
Right. Well, that's what AEW
you had
does
something.
Best. But no, that's Edge was the one that really put the nail in that coffin of saying, I won't Billy Gunn this when he won the King of the Ring.
Says, paper beats rock. Relax.
Right. Well, scissors beats paper, motherfucker.
Shit.
They're over like the New Age Outlaws, like 3D, like Devon, get the tables. That's what you got now of just awkwardly with Scissor Me.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, he smacked him in the face.
What?
Look. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Nice. The Acclaimed, we're going to sit down with Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's going to show you a lot of things that happened in the 90s. This is the Dudleys. This is the New Age Outlaws. This is so-and-so. And we're going to recreate that, and people are going to go fucking nuts. Ding.
But yeah, so next week we're going to get Billy Gunn versus Swerve in Toronto.
Oh, here comes the fingers. It was a good segment. It was the best part of the show so far.
It's the only thing people cared about so far, to be honest.
WWE, the message said, "Little pigs, I blew the house, let them in." Yes, Drew. But for the third time, I'm not going to talk about it.
Why? Yeah, I'm getting a video package right now for the Dark
We got to block Jack. He's like he's like herpes. He just doesn't go the fuck away. So we've been dealing with him on and off for a little while. And anytime we kind of doing really well, like approaching 1K subs, we start getting this bullshit. So whoever's responsible, go fuck yourself.
No, I was gonna just say that you're doing well when the haters and the bots and the jackals start coming nipping at the heels. Is
right.
how you're climbing the ladder to the top there.
All right, so now they're building up this match that got thrown together where they're talking about the trios.
Well, you got to build it up after you just were building up another match and then proceeded to have that get canceled.
Yep. I don't know, Dro.
What?
I'm just skipping through some of this.
No, are you watching the same show that we are?
Yeah, I don't know what drugs are bad. Dark Order down to 4 now. Yeah, 3.5. They look like 3.5 men.
Right. Well, we were figuring that it was just we're not gonna fully just release the group. We're just gonna slowly let people out.
Yeah, but you think that, and then they go and win the fucking. They go over on this team, they go over on that team, then they're in the fucking the tournament finals. Like, okay, if they're just a fucking job group that you're dismantling, why are they winning? What the fuck are we doing?
Well, I don't know. You have your world champion at the time coming out and cutting promos against your number one ratings guy. In defense of the Dark Order. So for some reason, and I get obviously the Brody Lee connection, we get it. That's acknowledged. Moving forward, they're doing nothing except just they're a nostalgia act. It's one of those of you're literally keeping them around because of Brody at that point, and that's painful to watch.
I don't think they're keeping them around because of Brody, to be 100% honest with you, Mr. Nick.
Really?
I believe that ship has sailed. And they can honor Brody without the Dark Order. With that being said, I honestly do think it's just the tie-in with the Bucks and the relationship with the Bucks and this whole, the being the elite bullshit. That that's the core group of all this, and they're part of it. And like especially Uno, they're all buddies. They're all thick as thieves, and I get it. You got to have friends, but what do you want to do? Do you want to have a successful company, or do you want to just keep wrestling with your buddies?
Right. I mean,
it's
one of those. If you want to look at the creative team for AEW, just go watch Being the Elite, which surprisingly is on a hiatus now that the Bucks are suspended. But yeah, like you said, you're good. That is very much just that. I guess pun intended. That inner circle of guys like Chris Jericho. Like the Bucks, unfortunately, like Kenny, even though I'm a big fan of him, that really are the ones that have Tony's ear. And they just took what Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan did in WCW with Eric Bischoff and everybody and Vince Russo and all that, which those guys played their part just like Tony is. Except they just did them one better and figured, well, we'll just make ourselves EVPs of the company. And now we've got Madison Rain out here right now, and so that's Sky Blue with Tay and Anna Jay. So again, Tony doesn't even know what to do with his women's division because we keep getting just nonsense. That's the thing, and I know people are going to say that we're harsh and everything like that, but Tony's just booked everything into oblivion at this point. But so it looks like we're setting up to a tag team match between Sky Blue and Madison Rain versus Anna Jay and Tay Conti, which I am not over the moon about. I don't know about you guys, but breaking news: Andrade sent home due to backstage fight with Sammy Guevara. Oh, so he got suspended, just probably like Tony or Eddie. Did he just mush him in the face? I think, like, at this point, Andrade is trying to do anything and everything to get out of AEW. He knows that he's got a home going on. Yeah, well, is it legit? Honestly, I believe it anyways, with everything that's going on. Like I was saying, I feel like Andrade is just trying to get his way back to WWE as fast as he can. But right now, I'm getting Roosh coming out right now. So we're going to get that match coming up next. Hi, what the hell is going on at AEW? Wow, Andrade versus Preston Vance off. What a mess. They should not have been allowed near each other. Meltzer's an interesting source with all of anything going on in AEW because he's very partial, obviously, to one side. But so we're getting Adam Hangman Page, another number one contender for the AEW World Championship. Is it weird that there's two number one contenders right now for the world title? But we're going to, and especially one that kind of halfway started this whole chaos we've got going on. But so we've got Hangman versus Roosh. So let me know in the chat who you're taking for this match. I think, honestly, with everything going on, I guess I'm going to go with Roosh. I feel like Roosh has to go over in a way of trying to say to anyone else, whether it be someone like Roosh, like Dragon Lee, like Bandito, who's allegedly, KJ says Page 100%. But I feel like this is Tony's moment to show to guys that are allegedly agreeing to deals and everything like that, hey, we can still, treat you well. We'll still push you well. Everything. We've still got a plan. This, that, and the third. Don't pay no mind to Andrade being unhappy here. He has the golden ticket in his as well as potentially other things, allegedly. Nick, Andrade would be better at making a trio with Los Lotharios, not Lobos. No, he was perfectly fine with him, Roosh, and Dragon Lee and everything. If you would have done Los Ingobernables, if you would have actually treated it seriously and done well. We joked on stream before of pretty much Santos Escobar pretty much does Andrade's shtick just better than Andrade. But everyone's basing it off of when Andrade was in WWE under Vince. We haven't seen it. We go back to when Andrade was in an NXT under Papa Paul. That's the Andrade we'll get on main roster WWE. At this point, I'll say when he goes to WWE. Not if, not a matter of debate, but when. And we've got Roosh right now whipping and hanging, tying up and choking Hangman Page with the camera cable. But so, folks, if you haven't already, let me know who you're taking for this match. I see already me and KJ disagree. Like I said, I still think they've got to try and work something out here. It can't just constantly be just chaotic issue after chaotic issue. And I feel like Tony would have had more room to work with this if they didn't tape both shows together. But I am in picture-in-picture right now. Jackson, Hangman. Where is Legado del Fantasma? Well, remember, I believe they were exiled out of NXT. Bandito has agreed to terms. Right. He's agreed, allegedly, but he hasn't signed. He hasn't put anything pen to paper or anything like that. WWE Roman is going to draw. Simmer down now. But I will take this time, folks, while we are in picture to let you know that we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are here covering anything and everything when it comes to professional wrestling. Even as you've seen with my homie, my brother from another mother, Mr. KJ White. Even if we're feeling a little under the weather or anything like that, we are absolutely here talking to you fine folks, having another conversation with the congregation out here covering anything and everything that's going on in pro wrestling. That's at times why it gets jumbly of trying to call the action and still, talk about all the news that's going on. But folks, we got Let's Rumble coming up tomorrow. We've got an interview going on, followed by an Extreme Rules prediction show. Wrong show. There you go. And then on Friday, one. What? Not two. What? Yeah. Not three. What? Not four. What? Well, four. Going on all at the same time. We've got Impact Bound for Glory. What? Friday Night SmackDown. What? AEW Rampage. What? AEW Battle of the Belts. What? Even the company that still can't figure their shit out is having two shows on the same night back to back. What?
Remember, 9 o'clock start for Rampage.
Right.
But we'll be here.
And then on Saturday, folks, we've got, a nice little pre-show and everything that we'll roll out there. We're covering, it's going to be an extreme weekend. We've got title versus career with Moxley versus Nick Gage on GCW. And we're rolling right through that, right into an Extreme Rules. Who's going to be the White Rabbit? What's going to happen? What answers are we going to get? And finally, we're getting, stipulations on every Extreme Rules match. We're actually getting the Extreme and Extreme Rules fitting in Philadelphia. And then Sunday, we're going to be back here covering GCW again. Right, because nobody covers professional wrestling like we do, folks, whether it be WWE, what? AEW, what? NWA, what? XPW, what? GCW, what? NWA, what? Some promotion that we just decide has a good card and fans tell us they want to talk about it tonight. What? So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe because nobody does it like we do.
That's true, folks, and we'll be back all the way through next week as well. We got a big week season premiere of Raw and SmackDown next week. We'll see what Dynamite has in store. We're heading towards more pay-per-views, more events. We cover them all. Roosh is in the ring. Adam Page is in the ring. They're going back and forth. I don't know, but quickly I will remind everyone we do have T-shirts, so go to Alt Wrestling Tees. And as you've noticed, he is the what man?
Why?
With the what T-shirt.
Why?
And go buy the what T-shirt now.
Why?
There you go. You confuse everybody. You can also be like a broken owl. Mr. Every Night is my T-shirt. Wear it to the bar, wear it out and about. Let people know that you're not just a sometimes kind of person, that you're Mr. Every Night. And when you're tired of all this shit and you got to go in tweeting battles with your fellow co-workers, then you can tell everybody to cut the shit like Andrade and walk your ass out. So go to Alt Wrestling Tees. The link is down below for Redbubble. Check us out there, folks, and go show some support. Show some love. Oh, Rumble. Nope.
What?
There we go. Anyway, if you haven't made a prediction yet on this match, please do so. If you're new here, like, subscribe, join, be a part of the fun. We do cover this nonstop. And tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We got the special interview, and we are doing the Extreme Rules prediction show. And we'll have one eye on the Bound for Glory Go Home show as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we're here covering shows on top of shows on top of shows. Been live, doing one show, what? That had to make, package and everything to cover another show, what? Then went on to cover that show, what? Then added more shows, what?
Wait till WrestleMania season when we never leave.
I'm not going to have a voice or that, or I'm going to just be a what machine. I'm just going to be a soundboard.
Yeah, I think by the end, you'll just be going like,
right.
If we're lucky. I couldn't care less about Hangman being handed another win by TK. Oh, so wonderful booking. It's interesting. It really is interesting under the circumstances and all the issues you had with Punk. To me, it's interesting that Page, the catalyst of kind of all of it, is rewarded with another title shot.
Right.
However, if that title shot somehow turns into, I don't know. We have two number one contenders. None of it makes sense.
We've got MJF back there holding tightly onto the poker
holding
chip.
that chip like it's his pecker. It's crazy. What sources, Dro?
What?
Why? I'm my sources. Hey ho, hey ho ho. This
I love it, but well, we do try and be positive. But yeah, Dro, you've kind of gotten a lot of warnings, so behave yourself for the final time. But big knee after a headbutt from Roosh onto Hangman. Oh,
Jinder Mahal was better was a better and over champ than Hangman. Jinder Mahal had a better run than Adam Page. 100% true.
More people talked about it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but more people talked about it.
He was over as a heel champion. He really was.
No, he was over because people didn't want him as the goddamn champion.
That's why you're not supposed to want him as a champion. You're supposed
to.
Doesn't
mean it's good.
It was great. Everyone fucking despised him, and he's big. He's imposing,
and full of back knee, allegedly.
Well, that's not my problem.
But Roosh has a busted nose open, and then,
as usual, the amateurs not knowing. Oh, talk about being stiff, eh?
Right.
Hangman Adam Page for the win. Cool shirt. Thank you, Jack. That was funny. Sandman got it all. Oh, here we go. Coming to the end.
Right.
And Roosh is like, this is why my buddy left.
Right. Buckshot lariat. And Hangman picks up the 1, 2, 3.
Andrade gets accused of being too stiff. Hangman splits a man's face open, gets the W. It just happens to be the other guy's buddy.
Right. Same faction, all that.
What the hell? Jack Silverman, WWE. Now we're not quite there yet, actually. So they are going to go. Oh, look.
Oh, this is that's one thing I was going to bring up is I don't know if this was the one that they had advertised was going to go over or not.
See, I like this. Moxley came out, no music, just walked out.
Right after a private party came out and was circling up Hangman, and now we've got Moxley and Hangman.
Moxley now officially has the biggest chant of the night, buddy. Good for Mox.
Well, when there's only been one other one, it's not hard to beat that.
Right.
But Moxley has really kind of shown himself, and I did like that whole promo that he cut to where this belt doesn't define me, I define this belt. Like he's kind of been in the 3 years that AEW's existed, he's been the guy that's had the belt the most significantly.
Yeah, it's true.
For better or for worse.
Boom, boom, boom.
What do you think about this? I'm reading Edwards comment here. I got an idea for you guys. Why don't you guys have call-ins to the show like people from the chat call in? That's called comments.
Yeah, that's what are you doing right now? You want to actually talk? Ooh. Maybe we'll do that. We'll think about it.
Right. That's an idea for the back burner.
Well,
make a solid case for it, and we might work on it.
Let fans call in on Instagram, and we'll fucking. But see, we can't trust y'all. Some nights we have trouble trusting y'all in the chat, so we put you uncensored on the mic.
Right, and it's one of those. It's kind of been, understood amongst all of us that we all you might step up, but you might also get sent down. I don't know if y'all are out there. Actually, we can hear y'all. Might be a different story, but you make a solid case for it, we'll consider it. But you're basically doing that already with the chat because, even if we might miss a few, we pretty much don't go home until y'all are done anyways. So.
Ooh, he just called himself the best in the world, by the way. Moxley looked at Page in the face and said, best in the world.
Ooh, strong words. Not accurate at all.
So if your champion is the best wrestler in the entire world, can he go out on Friday and lose to Nick Gage? Ooh.
How many AEW fans are going to tune? Well, shit. That's the problem, though, is because if this was, say, Roman, and Roman was the fucking Mid-North Atlantic Southwest Conference Championship champion holder, and then goes out and loses, no one's noticing because
nowadays everybody notices.
Make a big deal. Well, yeah, but it's one of those if AEW plays into that stuff so much. Your biggest tag teams, FTR, and they don't hold a single one of your titles, whether it be trios or tag.
Right. Oh, wow. Moxley's good like this. I've been critical of Moxley for quite a bit, especially through, we were just getting fucking browbeat with that fucking wild thing. There it is. But this is a better Moxley. He's more controlled. He's more focused. And I have this weird feeling that Adam Page is going to beat Moxley and MJF's going to hijack Page.
No, you have Moxley go over in Cincinnati, and then you have MJF come out.
That makes sense. If you go Cincinnati route, yeah.
Right, and take it.
We're pushing Willow. Son of a bitch.
And we're not talking about
I didn't even finish my Willow rant. Sorry.
No, you're good. Here, I'll let you go.
Oh, shit. Where are you going? Oh, no, he's leaving me here. All right. So, the baddies are yelling at Willow. Willow having none of it. Here's the problem with what just happened with Willow. You have, again, with like the men's division, you have athletes that have been hanging around, not getting a push, not getting a rub, not getting anything. By the way, Jade looks like $1 million. Oh. Well, Willow wants the TBS title. But yeah, here's the problem with Willow going over. You have all these other women not getting the push. Why not let Hayter get that pin? Why not? Hayter got the biggest pop out of the whole group of them. More so than DMD. Hayter got a big pop. The fans are into Hayter. Why can't she have that win? Why couldn't even Athena get a pin? Athena hasn't done shit since she signed with this company. So it drives me nuts to watch this happen again and again and again. Lucha versus TBA. Now, I usually say you always bet for TBA. It's going to be Kane. No, it's Fuego. That's false advertising, fucking assholes. That's bullshit. Now the announcers are saying, don't miss the end of this episode. All right, so that was a 3-minute squash match, as it should have been. But when you put Luchasaurus versus TBA, you know what you're doing. That's bullshit. Moxley. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the whole angle. I want to see how it all plays out. Do you think Roman Reigns? Oh, here's Jungle Boy. Hangman versus Moxley should be a good match. It could be a good match, Jack. Jonathan, I'm not sure what you're asking. Do you think Roman Reigns will beat Logan? Logan Paul at Crown Jewel? Yes. Yes, unequivocally. You were my best friend. And after everything that we have been through together, you chose him. I like this, Edward. 1 second. I'm just listening to Jungle Boy real quick. But all the ex-WWE talent under contract are not happy, should walk out. I mean, it's not just WWE talent that are unhappy, but there definitely seems to be a bias or a lack of, with few exceptions, Jericho, Moxley being two of them. But you remember, Jericho and Moxley were in early. But the rest that they signed, Ruby, Athena, Tony Storm's got the belt. Okay, I'll give them that. But a lot of the wrestlers, and now she's doing nothing with the belt, but a lot of the wrestlers that were getting a push weren't those signings. Miro fell off, disappeared. Miro has been incredible. I know he went to do a show, but he's been back. There's a lot of options. Sorry, folks. You didn't need to witness that. As I said, I'm almost made it to the end. I'm still alive. So thank you for bearing with the sniffles. 'Tis the season, I suppose. By the way, any of the Canadians out there, happy early Thanksgiving. I don't want to get sick for Turkey Day. What the hell's happening? Logan Paul. Oh, here we go. Christian. There you go. Christian back in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Logan Paul, could you? I don't think so, Jack. I really don't. Not now. They got bigger things to do. If you could actually fight him. That's interesting, though. I didn't read all that comment before I made my opinion. Interesting. I do not care for this Lucha and Cage is stale at this point. Yes. When you aren't booking it well, it gets stale. It was really, really good. You added extra parts to it, like Luchasaurus pretending to turn back babyface. Just leave him heel. Set up the angle. Get to the point. Get to the match. Get him in the fucking ring. Isn't Willow a movie or a magic troll? Willow was a movie once upon a time, a very bad it became a cult classic, actually, but a Val Kilmer movie. Let me see. I want to answer the next question accurately, but where's my settings options? I got to convert to American. Where's my button? Everyone's like, what are you doing? Anyway, we're getting another package for the oh wait, best friends talking shit about Pac. Oh, for Battle of the Belts 4. The Trent Beretta versus Pac. There we go. That's it. I figured it out. Jack Perry. Yes, Edward, I've seen it. Canesaurus on the 25th anniversary of Kane. There you go. Ooh, Luchasaurus is starting to remind me of Kane. There you go. That's why we call him Canesaurus. They wasted Danielson. Yes, Danielson was my favorite wrestler. The main event is actually starting after the next commercial break. You can start getting your predictions in on the main event. Jericho is teaming up with Sammy. So Sammy gets in an altercation with Eddie. Eddie gets suspended. Sammy goes over a bunch. Then Sammy gets in a fight with Andrade. Andrade goes home. Sammy's in the main event. Kel Surprise. But yeah, to your point, return. They did. They ruined Danielson in a big way. It was disappointing. And he's gone under to Garcia twice, which should have never happened. Daniel's too nice for his own good. Because other wrestlers out there would have said, fuck no. Who should Wardlow face next for the TNT Championship? KJ Nick. Fuck, I don't know. Everything's so depleted. I want Hobbs. Go Hobbs. Hobbs has been a good heel. Yeah, let's get a real good angle, like an actual program between Hobbs and Wardlow. Pac is working Rampage and Battle of the Belts. Yes, because he wasn't supposed to be working. He wasn't supposed to be working on Rampage. Sub it in. Rampage 1 hour at 10 p.m. Battle of the Belts at 11. On Friday, actually, Dale. So everybody knows, programming know. Rampage on at 9. Battle of the Belts on at 10. That's the report I read. So they're going to go head to head for the second hour. That's what I believe is happening. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're usually my fact checker. So, Jack, if Logan goes into business for himself, so what? It's not like Roman couldn't handle that. Yeah, Roman's not exactly a pushover, I wouldn't imagine. Does Garcia stay with the... No, he shouldn't, but I have a feeling that he's going to screw over Daniel. And if that's how this goes, I'm going to be very fucking bothered. So the way I think this could go is that Garcia screws over Bryan. They're all beating Bryan up. And something happens because they gave us 15 minutes and said, don't go anywhere. So we'll see. No, I'm saying that Logan Paul is supposed to win, but if he decided to go into business for himself, he could win. I don't know though. I think Roman would give him a run for his money, even on a shoot. I like Sammy, but bullshit. He needs to be suspended, but he's a Jericho guy. Ding, 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 Carlos. Yeah, like, fuck. Like, oh, that guy's too stiff with me. That guy's too rough with me. Fuck off. Like, eat a sandwich, Sammy. Put on a couple pounds. Here comes Judas. Does Daniel Garcia swerve us? And, yeah, there you go, Victor. I'm kind of with you. What? I lost my feed. It's only the Jericho song. We'll be okay. I don't know, Victor. Triple H will never let that happen. No. Again, it's about business. And Logan Paul going into business for himself doesn't make any sense. He's contractually obligated to behave in a certain way. And I don't think it's a guarantee. Yes, we've seen Logan Paul train. We've seen Logan Paul have some fights. All right. Doesn't matter if he would let it happen if it happens during the match. Yeah, there's no chance. I'm just giving. Hey, give it all you want. We welcome honest opinions. We're honest right back. And that's a little bit of a reach. Why does Jake Hager get TV time but never wrestles? I mean, he's a good henchman, lurch kind of idea. I'm okay with it. Like, the bodyguard, Diesel, Omos should be a bodyguard that never wrestles. That's my take on it, guys. Now, Daniel Garcia is coming out. I think I might be slightly behind, but I think that I will remind everybody we are here for all these shows. We do not stop with these shows. Why does the banner keep getting forgotten? We do not stop. We are here all the time, folks. So please like, subscribe, tell everybody you know if they like wrestling, if they want live, up-to-date news, rumors, all of the above. We will keep you on the ball with everything that is wrestling right here on this channel. Tomorrow, we got a special interview with AJ Skargs. If you don't know who that is, tune in to find out. A gentleman training out of Ireland. We're going to talk about his wrestling career for a little bit. And then we are going to do the Extreme Rules prediction show tomorrow. And then Friday, we come back for 4 shows. We are covering 4 shows in the same night. Yes, we're crazy. Yes, I'm under the weather. Yes, Nick's gung-ho. We're going to all do it together. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see how it goes. You never, ever know who's going to pop in, folks. That's the favorite part. One of my favorite parts of this channel. Whew. I need oxygen. Tony Khan is scared of the Briscoes to bring them in, damn it. Well, A-Town, there's a bigger story there, buddy. The problem with the Briscoes is some of their past comments on social media apparently didn't sit well with executives. So it's a slippery slope. It's a hard one. I don't condone what he said or what he had tweeted, but it was a decade ago. We apologize. Let's fucking get over it and get these guys in the fucking ring. Let's do this.
Right.
You want
Yeah.
to help ratings? FTR Briscoes on Dynamite. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Instead of just giving it
1
away.
hour. 1 hour Broadway.
Yeah. Instead of letting every other company have that, why not have it on your national TV network? Like you said, obviously Jay said some terrible things, some insensitive things, but he's since come out and addressed it and apologized for it. And we've all kind of moved past that.
Jericho decided just to fall down for a nap like he was Wendy Chu.
There's a giant I Heart Sammy trio sign in the crowd and Sammy Dramama instead of Sammy Guevara.
Zurin, good to see you. Hi, guys. This channel is amazing. I love it. And by the way, I'm lost now. Is it just me? It's just me or AEW Dynamite really getting a bit boring lately? I don't know. Please help me. Nick?
It's not you, and you're not lost. You're absolutely at the epicenter when it comes to professional wrestling, first off, because you're here with the W4LN Network. But yeah, AEW is organized chaos, and I say organized very, very, very loosely.
It's a loose definition of organized, sir.
Right.
Yeah, they could use some controlled chaos. Chaos is good for business when you're controlling it, but nobody's in control of the ship.
Everybody's tried to do that in professional wrestling, and no one's managed to make it work yet. I think you can go and ask everybody in WCW from pretty much 2000 on until they went out of business that can agree with that.
I want to hear an Andrade, sorry, Nick, but I want to hear an Andrade chant from the crowd.
Let Daniel Garcia stay with Jericho Appreciation Society, and you will. Or you'll get a like, oh, this is so awful.
Oh, yeah, let's go with that. This is some bullshit.
Right.
And thank you for the kind words. We greatly appreciate you being here, Zurin, and we always appreciate the love. So thank you so much for your kind words and your time. Right. Oh, Danielson out of the ring. Tope. Here comes another Tope. Oh, Bryan being stiff with... No, I'm just kidding. We're going to another picture-in-picture.
Just saying it to say it.
Daniel Garcia would be awesome in NXT. True.
If Daniel Garcia is in NXT and Dominic Mysterio is on the main roster, there's a problem.
True. But I think that's like we wouldn't see Daniel like Dom's a bad example because he's been the exception because of the nepotism that's involved with that. But I think Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara would be great in NXT. Let's go.
Yeah, they are to an extent. They are honestly kind of NXT guys of like rather than getting main events on a weekly TV show.
Right.
That's your only wrestling program. Hunter would put them, say maybe they challenge if they were in NXT, they challenge Braun Breaker. That could be a solid feud. You get Daniel Garcia versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, I mean you get there's options there and they fit. And the problem with someone like Sammy, what we talked about with the Bucks, they don't want someone going, don't do that, do this. This makes more sense. The ref matters. Got to do this. Don't do that. They just no. We go out there and just run around. We do our thing. That's what I think. But if you had them in that controlled chaos where they were being guided and like, okay, Sammy, listen, you don't have to go through a table for 6 straight weeks. You don't have to jump off a ladder every week. We can do other things with you, and it'll be really good. Sammy Guevara, Ricochet, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is it's almost one of those of like it's trying to like take a feral creature and bring them back into like a zoo or something like that. And that can you bring someone like a Sammy Guevara into an NXT to where, okay, so you're upset, Sammy, that somebody doesn't like you or whatever. And Hunter will just go, okay, so deal with it. We're not going to have a bunch of drama on Twitter. We're not going to sit there and tweet about it. And we're not going to, change booking because you don't like somebody. No.
But it's a company where you're contractually obligated to follow along, right? Like somebody goes out and starts tweeting random shit. They generally, look, poor fucking Sanga got fucking fired for tweeting the fucking a spoiler. He didn't even tweet something bad. He tweeted a spoiler, and they were like, "Nope, you fucked up, out."
Right. Bye. But that's the thing is literally the only difference besides AEW and WWE is who's running the fucking ship. If we really want to get down to brass
That's
tacks.
it. That's what matters. You know, shit rolls downhill. If it's shit
Right.
at the top, it's going to be really shitty at the bottom.
Oh, we've got Sammy. Oh, Spanish fly from the top rope onto Bryan Danielson, sorry.
Wow.
Two count.
A common Geary.
Oh, this was about the whole Logan going to business for himself. Yeah, well, him going into business for himself with Roman would be like him trying to outbox Mayweather.
Bringing in, sorry, a quick side note, and I agree with you on that, but I don't want to dive too far into it.
Yeah,
Mayweather, that's funny. But bringing in Riccaboni just highlights how bad fucking Excalibur is.
Yeah, that's well, it'd be the same thing, whatever company, and we've got a pose down between Jericho Appreciation Society now. But yeah, it'd be the same thing at any company that brings in Mauro Ranallo. I feel you're gonna start. It's like when they brought in Pat McAfee into WWE. Of now, okay, Corey, you don't seem as good as you were before. So maybe we need to start revamping some stuff.
Wow,
here.
I'm way behind you, son of a bitch.
No, you're good.
Now, yeah, I'm curious how this all plays out. But Bryan taking a beating. So we're going to do the hot tag to Daniel Garcia. Not to Daniel Bryan. The hot tag will be to Daniel Garcia. That blows my mind.
It's passing of the torch is, I feel, a little bit. It's a little bit of you're trying to make Garcia the big baby face. I halfway get it. It's if it wasn't dealing with Karen Chris Jericho, it'd be a different situation.
Karen Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Karen Chris Jericho.
KJ, Nick, and Victor, I get that the network doesn't want them. It's just like Flair with the plane ride from hell. It was years ago. It's just move on. No comment.
Right. Go ask Tommy Dreamer how that went. That's part of why Rick's not with the WWE anymore, because that got a lot of attention and a lot of spotlight. We don't have to draw a ton of attention to it. We could just focus on them in the ring.
Right. There's a sign, Sammy, Drama Mama.
Yes. Sounds like a Caribbean drink. I'll have the Drama Mama, please.
Right. This is bullshit. Sammy shouldn't be there, but he's already in the main event, so it doesn't matter now. That's a good point, though. Like, they're both should be sat aside. Like, what message wouldn't it send a really good message if, Sammy walked through the doors with Tay, feeling all good about life, and Tony walked up and said, "Listen here, you fucking smuck. You made our company look bad, no matter what the fuck your point was, and you're not going on tonight. I filled your spot. Fucking Coke or Diet Coke.
Hager is going to go.
Hager's going to get a match in. Right? You go home and we'll talk about it. Send a message."
But he doesn't think that Sammy's wrong.
You had wrestlers shitting on your women's world champion, and they were wrong.
But that's the thing is, and I've said this multiple times, as Sammy breaks up walls of Jericho from Garcia onto Jericho, now we've got Jericho laying in chops. But I've said it before, if Tony picks sides in this whole thing, and if you pay attention enough, you see when he picks sides. I said it in the Punk thing, that whole situation, and now you see it clear as day with here of Andrade's the one that got his match canceled. Andrade seems to be the one in the doghouse here. Sammy's the one who sparked this whole situation off.
Same thing with Paige.
And he's in the main event. Yeah, he's the Hangman Page of the situation.
Yeah. What is Paige's consequence for running his mouth and almost fucking up that whole situation? Nothing.
Right.
That's what happens. Then you get guys like Punk, you get guys like Miro, you get guys like FTR, you get guys like Andrade who just, all right, I've had enough.
Right. We've got both men in a label lock right now, and Danielson getting Jericho into that hold was like, all right, Grandpa, we're going to go to the ground now so you don't get hurt. Like, just Jesus.
But Jake Roberts claims that he made. We'll come back to that. I like that question. But right now, I got the double label locks like you do.
Right.
Yes, it would be awesome. Just run out and boot kicked him right in the face and ran away.
But I feel when you start blending that storyline blending that storyline into reality, it's a fine line, and AEW can't walk that. They can't walk a fucking straight line. They're Jeff Hardy in this whole situation of they can't walk a straight line when it comes to this. So expecting them to tiptoe blending of reality and kayfabe, not going to happen.
So wait, okay, yeah, no, I agree. You think Tony Khan is scared of running Battle of the Belts versus Extreme Rules, KJ and Nick? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It only does like 300,000 viewers anyway, so.
Right.
Oh! Huge Spanish fly. I don't know what that move is. He kicked his spine on the way down. Yeah, that move sucked.
Oh.
It's supposed to be a knee. Got him with a foot. Oh, Chris, maybe that happens. You still suck. You still suck. Pat Patterson and Vince McMahon came up with the Undertaker character. Yes. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Sammy can take a bump, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw him take a cutter off a ladder, and then he just was out of action for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, fuck.
TK just wants to be with the cool kids. Yeah, absolutely. He's a fan of the business. He's a fan of guys like Jericho. He's probably like us. He grew up watching Chris Jericho out there on WCW of the man of 1,001 holds, and now he's like, it'd be really cool if I won 8 world titles instead of 7. Ocho sounds great right now.
I told him, let me in.
Bye.
Did you read the article that said that Cody Rhodes told Triple H CM Punk would be good in NXT? I had not seen that, but I do think people are talking about it, and I don't believe it. But if CM Punk does become bought out by the AEW powers that be, I could 100% see Hunter calling CM Punk and saying, hey, Phil, let's make bank. Let's make more money than ever thought possible. Because they would do it right. And it would blow up. It would be huge. Huge. It would.
The next biggest moment that would follow. Oh, sharpshooter.
It is, to me, more epic. It's really on par. Maybe slight edge. Maybe recency bias. But it's like Bischoff walking out and shaking Vince's hand.
A little bit, yeah. To me, it's one of those of you do that following up. I guess the White Rabbit of you'd have to space it right, but yeah, it would be one of those of the crowd would come unglued of all you just have to do is he doesn't even have to come out. You just have to play the do.
It would be insane. People would get fucking oh shit.
Wow. What the fuck? Oh, this is so awful. Tony, you're a mark.
I'm not there yet. But yeah, no, I think Punk has potential. That is shit booking.
Oh my God.
Let it go. Oh, I got that one. I read it twice. I thought you wrote it twice. My bad.
No. So, you there? So, for those following along, Sammy Guevara just picked up the 1-2-3 on Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. So you build Danny. He goes over on Bryan twice. He has this big angle. And I know the belt shot was involved, but Sammy, look at the hero. You just had a fucking veteran with lineage, with a great work ethic and a great. That's all we got. That's why don't miss out. We got an extra 15 minutes. Don't miss out. Again, that's bullshit clickbait.
Tony Khan.
Oh.
You sat there and already threw out there of, oh, we're gonna go an extra 15 minutes and everything like that, which was already fucking stupid, to be honest. You should have just let it go. And when we got to the top of the hour and we didn't get a finish or anything, oh shit, how long is this gonna go? And just let us guess, not know when it's gonna go hard to 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
Unnecessarily. And then also, like you said, you've been building up Daniel Garcia. You've had this whole storyline going on. Right now, honestly, probably currently the longest book storyline that you've had going, which has somehow still even gotten long in the tooth. And then you have Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, your two biggest not good heat getters, especially Sammy, since he just had the issue with Andrade, which if it's a work, it's a bad fucking work. And has done nothing lately but bring negative attention to your company and to show how stern you are and how much you're a disciplinarian. And this is my company after you pull Andrade from that match with Preston Vance, which even if you don't like Andrade, then fine. But at least Preston Vance should have been able to get a match and everything and have a solo spotlight and all of that. But then you all do that and you have Sammy Guevara go over in the main event on your 3-year anniversary, when you specifically put out that you're going to go 15 minutes or over. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
But I almost want to pull up the first ever episode of Dynamite and rewatch it just to compare where we're at with the optimism and the hype and the energy that we had back then. By the way, folks, right. If you guys are new here, we take a rating out of 10 at the end of every show. So you can give us your opinion. You just throw the number up in there. We see some ratings coming in. We will get to it. Nick, you're spot on. Again, we call the wrestling the way we see it. We call it as fans. And again, I've seen every second of fucking Dynamite since it's existed. Like a lot of you out there. I'm not saying I'm unique or special in any way, shape, or form. Just when people say, oh, you hate AEW. No, I hate shit booking. I hate stupidity, and I hate watching what's happening here. You have allowed the cancer of the fucking locker room spread. And it's that core that didn't want to grow past itself. And one thing happens, you either evolve or you die. And instead of evolving, Tony's choosing dying. It's
as somebody who grew up in the Attitude Era, much like ourselves and probably most of the chat and everything, to where you had that competition between WWE and WCW. And I know fucking every shielding AEW mark is going to come out and say, well, they're not competition. Then don't act like you are. Honestly, this is now finally just little brother's finally gotten his just desserts with this whole situation.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the competition thing, Tony Khan puts it out in public. You know, according to Meltzer, I'm really pushing to win that Booker of the Year award again. And I got 3 months to turn it around. Well, one showdown. Fuck. But
right, and
say less.
What type of strange did you have to do for a little piece of change to get them 5-star ratings and that Booker of the Year and everything else there, Tony?
Booker of the Year, no matter what happens.
Right. It's hard to lose an award when you're the only person competing against yourself. But it's just gone so far downhill, and it's one of those, like I was saying, of people of a generation that grew up with the Attitude Era and had that WCW versus WWE. We can see the warning signs written on the wall now, and we can call a spade when you see something that's copying history of a train wreck, and that's exactly what AEW is right now. I've been saying it for months now. This has been a train wreck. This is the fucking Titanic heading towards the iceberg, and no one wants to fucking listen to it.
Ding. I don't even know if I can add to that. Like, seriously, and I'll put it this way. I don't have to beat it to death. We've done all these shows.
Don't worry. Tony will do it for you.
Oh, don't worry. He'll fill it in. But my only advice to Tony Khan, I think he's a nice guy. Say less, mature a little, and own your shit. But that being said, last week on this channel, we talked about the ratings we got for Dynamite, and it was the lowest we've ever received as far as an average for an AEW Dynamite show.
Right.
Now, on the 3-year anniversary, 5, 5, 2, 0. So we'll call the 0 an outlier. Fuck, I don't even know where to put
downhill.
6 from A-Town, 5 from Edward, 2 from JV.
The biggest and only pops that you had tonight were from the Acclaimed with Scissoring and all of that, and for Moxley being involved.
Yeah, that main event wasn't a terrible match. I got to call a spade a spade. The match was all right, but it got really slow at the end, mostly because Jericho blows out.
Right.
But the way it all finished and the way, we're going an extra 15. You got to tune in. And here we are surmising, okay, what's going to happen? What kind of angle is going to play out? No, it's just another chance for us to see Jericho and his friends jerk each other off on Wednesday night. It's fucking
you don't want to miss out, because you don't want to miss out on the fucking narcissism circle jerk that was going on there, because just for fuck's sake, that was self-aggrandizing, self-fellatio in a professional wrestling ring to the umpteenth degree. Just why? That made no sense. That literally you spotlighted the wrong, like, if this is what you want, Tony, for heat or anything like that, I don't know who you're listening to, or if you.
I know exactly who he's listening to. The motherfucker with the hand in the air at the end of every fucking show.
Right, but it's one of those of, you can still salvage this shit. You don't need to come out and do the new blood versus, the Millionaires Club like WCW did and all of that. You can salvage this. But if this is what you think and what you want for heat or anything like that, then you are just give up. You're sadly mistaken. Fucking fold in the tents, because this isn't, this is heel heat. No, this is go away heat. This is, I don't want to fucking tune in.
I don't want to tune in. What the fuck happened?
This is, like you said, of the ratings, even just amongst people in the chat, of everybody, just the talk online, it just goes down, and then it goes down, and then it goes down. Like,
for the show,
this was supposed to be their 3-year anniversary. This is you celebrating everything your company's done, and you laid a goddamn egg.
That's the thing is, it's a lack of progression, which frustrates fans. So we'll buy in, we'll take it. Okay, we're excited. Okay, the honeymoon's over. Let's keep going. Okay, things are pretty good. Okay, some of the shows aren't great. Some of the older fans or the old school guys don't love it, but you know what? Entertaining. And I used to say that about AEW. There was still entertainment in there, whether or not I loved every component. I'm not supposed to like every component, but we're now at a point where ticket sales are going down. TV ratings are flattening out and still have been flat. People are going to say they spiked. They spiked because Punk got in a brawl. Right. That's all. If Punk never got in a brawl, those numbers don't spike. Yeah,
they spike because of drama. People tune into a car crash. Well, Christ, that's why TMZ exists as a business. People are going to tune into drama, to backstage, chaos going on, especially when it's big time names. But now you're getting the peripheral guys that are having issues. You're getting people that know a guy, that guy that want out of the company.
Right. The crowd was into it. Into what?
Into going home.
Jamie Hayter, POP, she got the pop. She did. Jericho.
Yeah, you got a half credit for Jamie Hayter, and for Wardlow. I saw people.
What's your rating?
Scissor. Oh, the wrong way. Oh, I'm gonna go with a 2-piece. 2.
On National Scissor Day, we're gonna do the 2s. So
right.
Scissor me, Nikki. Scissor me, Nikki. What? Is it to the JAS? Yeah, it's become the JAS show.
Yeah, and what are they doing with Ring of Honor? Like I say too, and joking.
I don't even give a fuck. He shouldn't be fucking with Ring of Honor. He shouldn't have bought Ring of Honor. He should have focused on,
because people were going to buy it out from underneath him.
Yeah, fuck it.
That's why he bought it for
He wanted
ridiculously
to endear
overpriced.
himself to the indie fans. And listen, he was a fan. He had the pocket change to do it. So he fucking did it. But forget it. Bury it for now. Quiet it out. Figure it out. Plan things out behind the scenes. So nobody knows what the fuck you're up to. But in the meantime, you have a fucking national televised program every Wednesday and every Friday that need love. They need upped. They need fixed. They need repaired. And your only hope, if you're a diehard AEW fan out there, your only hope is that Punk leads some army back of Andrade and Miro and FTR, that this was one big fucking ruse of all ruses, which reaches.
Right.
It's not even a thing, but that's your only fucking hope, unless somebody gets a lobotomy in the next fucking couple weeks.
Help us, William Regal. Your only hope.
There's too many people there not being listened to. The wrong people aren't being listened to. The right people aren't being listened to. The wrong people are. My bad.
Right. Well, no, I was more reading that. Give TK Kevin Sullivan's number and have him look. No, Sullivan can't look that great. And I was going to say, why you got to go to Kevin Sullivan? We're right here. We could, like I said, we could do this better than anybody he's got going doing this. At least we could help give him the right advice.
What makes this sad is the transparency of it. And Edward says it right here. I'm really hating that every Dynamite has to be all about Jericho.
Right.
Well, we watched it where the Bucks got everything they wanted in that previous scenario. They didn't want to drop the belts to FTR. They were pouting because FTR were over. So they fucking turncoat and ran, and Tony let them do it. Instead of sitting them down and saying, fuck you, you're my employees, you drop the belts to the right guys, and you give us a fucking a box office pay-per-view draw. They didn't do it. It doesn't matter what's best for business. It's what's best for us. And if everybody's running around that locker room, it's like any sports team. If you got a group of individuals, you're fucked before anything even starts.
I feel like everybody in AEW's locker room right now is just Antonio Brown. Of just walking out on the Jets field of just, I'm fucking done here. Fire me. That's especially Andrade right now. Just fire me.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. Fire me.
The only hope for diehard AEW fans that spend all the money going to all the shows and try to keep up with all this, the diehards that watch every minute of Dark, and your only hope is that this is the biggest fucking ruse and has the biggest fucking payoff ever. But I'm telling you right now, Extreme Rules is going to be bringing big things for WWE. And then the Monday after, it's going to. And then the Friday after, it's going to. And then as they head towards Survivor Series and Crown Jewel, there'll be more shit and more names and more people popping up and better wrestling. It's time to put on your big boy pants and get your shit together. That show was fucking atrocious.
Exactly. Well, it's one of those for everybody who's heard the old wives' tale of, the captain that wears the red shirt. So if he gets struck by an enemy shot and everything, that, the soldiers won't see he got shot and he, will still fight on. I feel like Tony right now has very much been wearing his brown pants with this whole situation because he has not put on any sort. He tries to, and then he just does not know how to control this whole situation.
He needs somebody beside him at all times. I've already talked about this, but you need somebody with Tony where Jericho walks in the room and says, Tony, this is what we're going to do. He needs to turn to that other individual and go, is that good? And that guy says, no, Tony, don't do that. And he goes, sorry, Jericho, we can't do it. He needs a filter because right now, as it said, it's become the fucking Jericho show. The guy's a genius. I give Jericho all the credit in the world, but I fucking hate it.
He needs his interpreter, like, Luther, the interpreter for Obama.
Right.
Oh, well, no. Hold on.
Oh, wait. I would have instantly jumped and shot all over this. And no offense, I hear he's a really nice guy, but we know the stories. We know the rumors. We know the misnomers. However, they're already fucked. They're already going shit. Right. At least Vince Russo would have been a fucking entertaining match of something on a pole. Maybe we put fucking Danny Garcia on a pole. Let's go. Figure the
It'd
fuck
be a
out.
bucket hat on a pole match is what it goddamn would be.
I would take. I'm saying this, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It's crazy that I'm saying this. I would take a Vince Russo. If Vince Russo booked next Wednesday, I guarantee it would be more entertaining than this Wednesday. Can he sustain it long term? No, I don't think so. I don't know, but hey, we all grow, learn, and mature. Maybe he's not the man he was in '95. I don't know. But I'd put more faith in Russo than Tony right now.
But that's what I keep saying, though, is this is TK books in that style of like he must have been a hard WCW fan in the late 2000s when they were on their way out, because that's exactly what he books is just car crash wrestling of everything, turns on a dime. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing's built up to, like even Chris says here, was this the worst AEW show that we've seen? It would be fitting that on the 3-year anniversary, much like with NXT 2.0 on the 1-year anniversary, it was also its funeral. And I've been saying this for a while. I feel like All Out, and if not even slightly before that when they had that match between Mox and Punk for the belt on a random ass Dynamite, that was the first nail in the coffin of AEW.
Yeah, to just continue to spiral
just
out.
Keep hammering away.
And listen, guys, if they show up next week and get their shit together and it's good, we'll be here right away with our fucking pom-poms out.
Right.
And again, we're only calling what we see as we see it. I don't know what else to fucking say at this point, because I think what's bothering me the most, Nick, is we can tell what's happening. We can see the backstage dynamic play out in front of us and go, oh shit, all that just happened because of this immature, childish fucking preschool version of a fucking wrestling company at this point. And that's what I think is bothering me, is you're seeing where Tony picks a side and, oh, here you go, Paige, here you go, Sammy, here you go, Jericho. Meanwhile, all the guys that are drawing money, putting asses in seats that are big time, at least have big time possibilities of being stars, aren't being used, are in the fucking stairwells doing family meetings, or they're fucking doing fucking Veer Mahan packages and never showing up, or fucking getting suspended because they fucking put the EVPs in their place finally.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I like Victor's comment of, no, this wasn't the worst. Last week's was the worst. Well, that's
I think last week's was pretty shit. Yeah.
Right. But that's still a telltale sign of, at this point, it's just gone so far off the goddamn rails.
I'm not a fucking oxygen. Timothy. We'll get to that tomorrow.
What up,
maybe.
Jim?
It's not all about Jericho. He's just one of the biggest stars right now. He's only one of the biggest stars because A, the cupboards are pretty bare, and B, it's because he's just got, he's got Tony in that fucking reclined position and just
he's the biggest star in his own mind. That's the thing. Is no,
but he's also in Tony's mind is the problem.
Chris Jericho.
Sorry, but the problem is he's also the biggest star in Tony's mind. Tony can't help but fucking love him. This is shit. And again, for the second week in a row, the ROH champion ended the show, and your fucking world champion was in the middle of the second hour. Twice.
You started off with MJF, your top guy, your top heel, your number one contender, the guy that you sat there and paid Rolling Stones licensing fees to have a special, surprise return and everything, sat there and put you out on blast on voicemails saying, I'll pay you X amount to come back and everything. He opened the show tonight in a nothing match with Wheeler Yuta, and it went nowhere but stagnant, or down from there.
It's true.
Like we even talked about it. You had Sammy Guevara, who right now is involved with the next backstage negative storyline, and like your point of, we're seeing everything fold out on Twitter, on social media, on media scrums, of everything's just playing out right in front of our own eyes.
Yeah.
And we can all see what the issue is, except for the one who runs the goddamn company.
I 100% could see myself in Andrade's shoes driving to that fucking arena. Just, when you're when you're having the fight in your head, like he's going to say this, then I'm going to say that. Like I could visually picture myself walking to that building, kicking open the door, being in a fucking huff, and couldn't wait for a motherfucker to step up and say something stupid, and then a fight breaking out, and then getting sent home. Fuck it. I got nothing to lose if you're not going to book me.
Absolutely. And he knows that he's got a job lined up in WWE with Hunter and Charlotte there. So he's just walking in there saying, I wish a motherfucker would. Like, Sammy, I dare you say something to me. I will mush you in the face 10 times harder than Eddie Kingston and sit my ass at home and sit there and text Papa Paul and say, I'll be out of my contract the next amount of time.
And listen, I might be taking a stretch here, but booking Charlotte and Andrade together as like a fucking, you know, king and queen of wrestling kind of idea.
Becky
Andrade literally has an opportunity there to be a top guy and booked as a top guy. And I hate to say it, on a little bit on the coattails of Charlotte, but Andrade will back it up in the ring. He will deliver if you book him.
Yeah, you could still put him even just back with Selena, who's still there. And it's, again, I think I've touched on it, it's funny how when we get to sensitive ass AEW is the first time somebody says Andrade was too stiff with me in the ring. Pause. Not in New Japan, not in CMLL, not in AAA, not in WWE. Christ, if you want to go by brands, not in NXT, not in Raw, SmackDown. Nobody said anything complaining about Andrade in the ring until he got into all asshole wrestling.
No, but I mean, Chris's point that, you know, about Wardlow, we get it. Yes, we get it. But the thing is, that's the problem. You got a lot of people like FTR got themselves over. Tony's sitting in a fucking presser going, these guys are great. I picked their music. Isn't it awesome? They're so over. I gave them the music. They got over. Nothing. You can't. Nothing.
It's Tony playing with action figures. I've been saying this, and you're all finally seeing what I've been saying. It's been Tony playing with action figures of Tony's a mark for this goddamn business. He has no, and I say this as, you know, I guess a halfway admitted mark and everything, but I at least know half well enough of like, you're throwing yourself into a Shark Tank of, I'm going to sit there and brag about how much money I have around a bunch of professional wrestlers that can't work in the big company right now because they either don't like them or they don't like them. So you're just setting yourself up to get that, you know, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan type situation of just, Booker man, let me get your ear here real quick.
Yeah. And again,
and it only took 3 years.
Fuck, it's crazy. Listen, it's not all doom and gloom. There was some good stuff in there, but we're getting to the point with AEW where we used to be with WWE. When Vince was running things, we were like, we like this, but we know they're going to fuck it up very soon.
Right.
Now we're getting to that with this. Oh, Wardlow, we like them. They're going to fuck it up. FTR, we like it. I don't know. Oh, this ROH, you know, Cesaro, great job. Oh, no. We didn't even get Claudio on TV tonight. Fuck this.
Right.
But with that being said, we're going to head towards the door because we got a lot of wrestling to cover this week.
Right. We need that rest.
Hell yeah. I thought Andre would have jumped the barricade. I wish. Let's go. Why would you pull Andrade from the match on Friday, especially since Andrade... Well, that's the thing. Because I think because Andrade couldn't be in the building. They had to get rid of him. And they taped all their shit together. So if Andrade's throwing a temper tantrum, they sent him home.
Well, it's because certain people couldn't handle their feelings if somebody that they didn't like was around them or in the same building as them.
I don't feel safe, Tony.
Right. Everybody's got a safe space in AEW of, you know, he might come after me. Well, right. God damn it, you're a grown adult.
You think he was stiff in the ring? Fuck. Sammy just cut a promo after AEW. Did he? Oh, for fuck's sake. I want to hear this. We'll talk about this tomorrow when we come back. Right. If they both got into a fight, how exactly? Not only is he not in trouble, he's in the fucking main event.
And goes over. He gets the pinfall.
And he went over.
Over your top baby face, or the guy you're trying to build as your top baby face, the guy you're trying to build in this baby face turn from the Jericho Appreciation Society to the Blackpool Combat Club. You have your literally the second coming of douchebag Christ. Pick up the 1, 2, 3. when he's supposed to, when the other guy that's involved in the Twitter situation with him, his match gets canceled and he gets told, sit your ass home.
Yo, it is what it is. Andrade, I wish you all the best. I'm a big Andrade fan. I was a fan of Andrade before he got to NXT. I really think this guy is talented. He just needs a heater. Him and Zelina Vega worked really well together. We're not going to beat this all to death. Folks, that is another stream. Almost 3 hours again because we can't shut the fuck up. But we had a lot of fun. As we always tell everybody out there, the wrestling might suck. We never do. Even if we're under the weather, we don't suck. Nick plowed through. I had to plow through. Here we are. Tomorrow, we are doing an interview. I think. See how I feel. But one way or the other. Nick.
Right. I was going to say, someone will do it.
Yeah. So we're going to do an interview with AJ Scraggs, buddy of Benny, who we had on last week. If you haven't seen last week's interview, go check it out. Then we're going to do the Extreme Rules prediction show, folks. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell. You never know when we're going to pop up, but tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. Friday, 4 shows. I'm not going to Bound for Glory, Rampage.
What?
SmackDown and GCW. Saturday, we're going to, before we do a multiple hour, 3+ hour stream, we're going to use GCW as the fucking setup, as the pre-show. Moxley versus Gage we just saw Mox. Mox is putting his GCW title on the line on Saturday. We will be here for that. We will be here for Extreme Rules. And then we'll come back Sunday, do some more, and then go all the way through next week with all the season premiere. We do it at a level that no one else does it. When everyone else is taking a nap, we're still on the grind. Nick, this sucked, but fuck, I had fun, man. As always, thank you, folks.
Absolutely. And I'll just say this real quick before I get, into the wrap up here and everything. But yeah, we're going to get, Nick Gage putting his career on the line. What? We might get the White Rabbit. What? Covering everything and anything when it comes to professional wrestling. What? Yes, folks. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks.